Paradise off. Actually, Paradise with some late game heroics to sneak out of the area around with the win. But before they fell in the state semifinals, Mustangs, a lot of new faces this year, but a lot of those guys. Welcome back to the First United Bank pregame show here on the Shallow Water Sports Network. Nathan Riojas and Brad Miles in the booth with you tonight, and we've had some technical difficulties already. I'm telling you, the heat is a real thing.
It's real.
And I know it was cloudy and a little bit cooler at home today.
Yeah.
It was not. It's not in Monahans. It hit triple digits, and it is hot here.
And let's say, like, wherever you are sitting in your living room right now, I just want you to clap for Jake Warren. Can you just do that? Just give him a hand, because this brother has been working real hard.
Yeah, all of our really the problem is the equipment overheating. We're on the
That's right.
We're on the visitor side of the stadium, so the sun coming right into our windows of the press box. Zach Cole brought one of our transmitters in here, our wireless transmitter, and that thing felt like it was 150 degrees.
Yeah, well, and I just want to say, Nathan, a lot of times rooms that I'm in tend to overheat, so it's not that's not an uncommon issue for me really to deal with. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize.
Well, let's talk some football here. The Mustangs, so we're about 12 minutes away from kickoff. We're expecting to see the captains here in about 6 or 7 minutes maybe to come out for the opening coin toss. Mustangs, again, off an 11-3 year. They were 3-0 district champs, made it to the regional finals. Monahans, after going 12-1 in 2023, last time that we were here, it was a totally different story. They had Chino Navarrete, who was a 3-year starter, had all kinds of crazy stats. They went 12-1 undefeated regular season before they lost in the third round of the playoffs. Last year, they went 6-6. They were 2-2 in district, but a tough district.
Right.
We played Seminole. We played Midland Greenwood. We know how good those teams are. Monahans came in third place in that district, won their area round game, but then lost to Graham in the area round 63-6. Graham,
it was a bloodbath.
Yeah, Graham, the number 3 team in the state, they snuck by Perryton 28-27 in the by-district round, but then Graham, the number 3 team in the state, beat them 63-6. So after multiple double-digit win seasons for Monahans and Fred Stahl, who Coach Stahl in his 7th season here in Monahans, really building a great program. It was Dylan Pittman's first year as a starting quarterback. When they came to Shallow Water last year, we knew first year as a starter, they were a little bit limited in the passing game. We expect to see a lot the same this year. They're gonna run the ball a lot. That in part because one of their best athletes, Majestic Williams, senior running back.
Which is the greatest name
Yes.
ever. I'm going to change my name to Majestic. That's awesome.
Yeah, so Majestic, looking back at our game last year and then also from what you see, of course, we talk about watching film on these guys, but we're talking about watching scrimmages.
That's not film.
So, but what you see, especially from what we saw last year, good vision, very patient. He wants to get out on the edge, and that's kind of what they want. They want to get him out in space. He's really dangerous that way. So we expect to see a lot of number 2, and really Dylan will keep the ball himself. He wears number 7. He'll keep it a lot at quarterback, but they run the option. They run some zone reads. They'll have some 2-back sets too, where they fake it to one, run the other way. And even one of the things we were talking about, you get them in what seems like an obvious pass situation. They've got 4 wide receivers on the field. They'll run everybody down the field, and Pittman will still 1, 2, 3, and then take off, and he's running too. So they will run the football a lot. They do work the short pass game some, and they will take shots. Like, that's the one thing we talk about. This is that they'll run. Maybe some 5-yard outs, some little short passes, but then they'll take some shots to try to keep you honest.
Last year, that first touchdown of the game was a running back slipping out of the backfield, and he was just wide open in the middle of the field, because our guys were paying attention to those wide receivers and didn't even see him get out there. And it was a 58-yard bomb. They had 83 yards passing in that game. 58 of it was on one play.
Yeah.
So, but those plays, Nathan, they can change a game, And so they are going to want to try to lull you to sleep and then hit you with something that you're not expecting.
Yeah, so like you said, got off to a perfect start for them in Shallow Water last year when these two teams played. They were up 7-0 after that 58-yard touchdown pass. And then Clayton Vincent got a 41-yard field goal with 4:52 left in the second quarter. So they really, both teams ate up a lot of clock with as much. Like, there weren't a lot of drives, there weren't a lot of possessions in that game last year because of how much each team ran the ball. But 5 minutes left in the second quarter, the Mustangs are on the board, and then right before the end of the half, the Mustangs took advantage of a good short field. Taden Logan with the 7-yard touchdown run. It was 10-7, 59 seconds left in the second quarter. They come out in the third quarter, and Monahans took almost 9 minutes off of the clock, drove all the way down the field, turned it over in the red zone. Mustangs go on an extended 17-play, 69-yard drive, 8 minutes and 48 seconds off the clock, and they took 17-7 lead. And really, that was the game. Monahans went on another really long drive, but didn't score again until 1:39 left in the fourth quarter. It was 14-7. They recovered an onside kick, though.
That's right.
The only problem was it only went 9 yards.
That's right. That's right. I remember because I was like, no.
Yeah, and you could see on the Renew Collision instant replay, it did only go 9 yards, so it was a good call on the field. Monahans a little upset about that, but they did recover the onside kick. Instead, with the illegal touching, the Mustangs are able to run the clock out and get a 17-14 win. You mentioned some of those stats, like they had. Who they have now? I'm not looking for it. Let's see. They had. Trying to find their pass yards.
They had over 200
87 yards passing, and like you said, 58 of them on the first play. The Mustangs really limited offensively, just 199 yards total offense. They had 111 in the air, just 88 on the ground. Monahans really, because they get that opening drive score, they had more total yards. They won the turnover battle 2-1, but they missed a 34-yard field goal. Mustangs controlled the time of possession. They were a little bit better there. They converted in the red zone when they had their chances, and was probably the difference. And Clayton Vincent made that 41-yard field goal, and that was really the difference in what was a really tight game.
And don't forget, Monahans 9 penalties in that game. 9 penalties for 80-something yards. So you can tell it was the first game of the year. Both teams kind of sloppy, and they made their share of mistakes. But it was a defensive struggle, and they just spent the whole time really beating up on each other. I can't wait to see these Mustangs play, though. It's going to be an exciting. It's going to be an exciting deal. Different. We were talking before the game about how this is a different team, a little more speed, and maybe some different play call. And I expect to really see a different kind of matchup from last year. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, offensive coordinator Ryan McAllister in his second year with Shallwater. I think that makes a big difference. And one of the things you talked about, going back to game 1 of the season last year, a lot of these guys were playing different positions. Cooper Martin started at safety. Clayton Vincent started at quarterback. And then you see Midland Greenwood, he fills in after Clayton goes down with injury. Cooper Martin does. And then is the quarterback the rest of the way. Now he's coming into his senior season a lot more confident and comfortable. I mean, you see him on film, he just looks poised back there and is throwing darts. We, in the last few years, have run the ball to throw it. We run, and then we do play action off of that. We catch you with 8 guys in the box and beat you deep. It might be different this year. You have so many guys at the skill positions with speed, like you said. You've got guys like a senior in Maddox McDonald, Logan Wynn, who might be in the slot. Gavin Guajardo looks really good on the outside. So does Micah Blackshear. You've got size, you've got speed, and then you might with those downfield threats, do that early, pass the ball early to open it up for Rylan Brown, who's coming back as the starting running back.
Well, and what you want to do is get these guys the ball in space. The other issue that the Mustangs are going to have is that their offensive line is just a little smaller. We just would line up and maul people last year. But when you're playing a team like Monahans and some of these other big 4A schools, we're going to be undersized when we match up with them, and we may be undersized in the playoffs when we match up with some people. So what you got to do is get the ball to your athletes out in space. You want to get Cooper Martin on those rollouts like he loves to do. Get him rolling out of the pocket and completing passes where he has that run option as well. And in the run game, it's all about timing when you've got little guys, right? Your running back is hitting the hole at the exact right time when everybody's sealing. So if they're disciplined and if they execute, then they're going to be able to find those creases over the course of the game.
Yeah, you mentioned the offensive line, not as big as we've been in the last couple of years, but you bring Garrett Boschman back, you bring Champ Clanahan back, Truett Vaughn looks a lot bigger, Bryson Richardson is back, and it's really cool to see Nathan Molina out there. We'll see him some on the offensive line. We still don't know when we're trying to decide who's going to be playing where, who's going to play more on offense and more on defense. there's a lot of that stuff we don't know that we'll be finding out with you guys at home tonight. As you know, we'll kind of be filling in the depth chart as we go. They're singing the national anthem right now at Estes Memorial Stadium. I don't know if you can hear that at home or not. It's really quiet. The air conditioner it's
so
running
loud.
for us. It's loud. It's not super effective, but it's really loud. It's trying hard.
That's why it's so loud. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't do this, So
yeah.
At any moment it may kick off, but we're glad it's here.
Yeah, it's trying hard at the very least. We can hear it. On the defensive side of the ball, it's a lot the same. You're not as big on the line of scrimmage as you have been in the last few years, but still a lot of speed. And you see some of these new guys. One of them that I noticed that kind of popped off tape. Tate Dodd, senior defensive end, he gets in the backfield in a hurry.
Yeah.
And some of those other guys have been there too, the normal suspects, Clanahan, Boschma,
Right.
they'll be in the backfield, but they get in there, they'll rush the quarterback. They also, just again, from what we've seen on film, from the first couple of scrimmages, they keep the linebackers clean, and it seems like the linebacker group this year, really good, really fast. You talk about Baze Barker, who's finally going to get a chance as a senior. Blaise Jeter is a name that has come up a lot. Byron Carrion, they'll all be flying all over the place.
That's the group for me. This is the group I want to watch because those guys, they're so athletic. Like Byron Carrion and Blaise Jeter both can burn, and so I'm really excited to see their athleticism out there. So I'm really excited to watch that young group of linebackers. Yeah,
and you talk to Coach Wallace, he starts talking about his secondary and how excited he is about those guys. That'll be one of the keys for the game today. If you can keep or if you can get Monahans into some obvious passing situations, that might be where you have an opportunity to get some turnovers. And the captains, we kind of did this backwards. We normally see the captains go out and do a coin toss. When they started singing the national anthem, I thought we missed it.
Yeah.
But it looks like the national anthem's over now. The captains lining up and getting ready to go out there. So we will have the opening coin toss for you here on the First United Bank pregame show. And we'll do our best to pay attention and see, who wins the toss and how we'll start the game. But I started to talk about the secondary a little bit because they're really good in run support. They'll fly up all over the place, but then there's some ball hawks back there, and it starts with Maddox McDonald in the secondary. Daniel Rideout is a name that you'll hear us say a lot. He was number 20 last year. He switched to number 2 this year, and then Cruz Dixon, number 4. Logan Wynn will be at one of the cornerback positions. Those guys.
When they moved last year, when they moved Logan Wynn up to varsity and he started playing cornerback, it completely changed the nature of this defense because he is so good, he's so fast, and he's so good at staying in front of the receiver that he's covering. And so the corners are gonna be pretty solid this year. And then if those safeties are able to fly around and get up and run support and like you said, chase the ball, this could be a dangerous secondary.
So captains going out to the middle of the field right now. Rylan Brown, Garrett Boschma, Maddox McDonald, and Cooper Martin, the captains for the Mustangs in their icy white, all white road uniforms against Monahans in their all green. So let's see what we can catch from here. Yeah, the season just about ready to underway. We are still having some technical difficulties up here with the graphics. It looks like Coop is going to get to call it here.
We don't want to have a Jerome Bettis situation down there. Pittsburgh Steelers when in overtime when they.
He said, no, I said tails.
Yeah.
I said tails. There it is. There's the flip. We're looking for a signal here.
Looks like Monahans is telling them what they want.
So here's the sign. They did win the toss, and they will defer to the second half. So the Mustangs will start on offense. And we don't, I don't think we have the graphic up for you. That'll be something for you to look forward to next week when we're in Seminole. But RD with the RD keys to the game is what we're going to have. And we talked about those some in the pregame. We already mentioned one of them, and that limiting yards after contact. They're going to, the defense, there we go.
There he is.
If you know
Look
RD, you know RD. The dude is all over campus, and he's got keys to everything. And this year he's got the keys to the game. Key number 1, no yards after contact, because the defense will fly to the football.
Right.
You'll see them swarming, and really it'll just be about them not breaking tackles and giving up big plays. RD, when we're talking to him about these, he said, well, how about, he's like, no yards after contact. What if you just didn't let him catch it?
Yeah, that would be
first
better.
place? Yeah.
RD, you're right about that, buddy. Good job.
So don't let him catch the football, and then get them in the obvious pass situation so that your secondary does have an opportunity to pull down some interceptions. And we talk about explosive plays. We talked about it a lot the last couple of years on the defensive side of the ball. Keep everything in front of you. Limit the explosive plays. We're flipping it this year with the explosive plays. We want to create those. We feel like that'll be the difference for the Mustangs in a lot of these games. And maybe a couple of explosive plays, you're up 14-0 on a team like Monahans, and you take them completely out of their game.
That's right. And then you get after them on defense. I expect to see some blitzing. I expect to see some of these athletic, fast linebackers, trying to get into the backfield on call blitzes. And so I think that'd be good. The best thing is if we're able to get ahead and then we can play with that kind of aggressive energy.
Monahans set to kick off to start the 2025 season. It looks like Blaze Jeter and Ryland Brown back deep for the Mustangs. They're both standing around the 10-yard line. Logan Wynn and Maddox McDonald are at the 25. And it will get back to Ryland Brown. He'll field it at the 5-yard line. We are underway. Running to his right. And he'll get out across the 25-yard line. That's where Cooper Martin and the offense will start. And as soon as I say that, there's a flag that comes in from behind the play. So
first game,
first play, got to get some laundry.
It's always a little sloppy. These guys are there's a lot of nerves and a lot of jitters, so we'll probably see some laundry on the field in this game. That's okay.
Okay, so we're looking. Did I miss a signal?
I don't think he's given a signal. Did he? I didn't think he gave.
We are going back from the 25 to the 15.
Yeah.
So
he just gave it. He was facing the other way, and I couldn't see. Looked like maybe holding.
Yeah. So 15-yard or a 10-yard penalty put us at the 15-yard line. And that's where the Mustangs will start. Again, Cooper Martin, senior quarterback back there with Ryland Brown, senior running back. They'll come out in a 4 wide receiver set. And we're having a discussion.
Referees, they're trying to get it right.
Yeah, maybe the spot. Nope, we're good. We're good at the 15. We don't need to move it. It's the first game of the year for everybody.
That's
so
right.
Mustangs with 4 wide receivers. Monahans will come out in a base 3-4. Ryland gets the handoff left side, and he's got 5 yards out to the 20-yard line for 2nd and 5.
That was a really nice seam that he had a good job by that offensive line to open up a little hole right on the guard and the center there, making a really good play. That was Garrett Boschman leading the way. They're going to want to run behind him a lot tonight.
Yeah. And you know what's going to happen. We talked so much about the pass game. We're going to run it 10 times.
That's right.
Straight down the field.
Here comes a throw. Oh.
Off the hands of Ryland Jeffcott.
Just a little bit behind him, but he was definitely open, and that's what I'm talking about, Nathan. Like these little rollouts, Cooper is so good at those rollouts like that, and it puts so much pressure on your defense because you've got to decide, is he a runner or is he a thrower, and that's going to put pressure on this Monahans defense.
Yeah, we saw Cooper with some big run plays last year. I remember one against Bushland specifically, rolling to his right again, looking downfield, and there's the keeper that you were talking about. He's got enough for a first down out to the 28-yard line. So,
and that time, I don't even know he's looking to pass. It looked like he was watching his blockers and trying to set up those blocks, but he is so dangerous on the edge. And so you want to get him out there in space because then as a defense, you've got to make a decision about it.
3 wide receivers again this time to the far side of the field. Ryland, another handoff, left side of the offensive line. Everybody getting a good push. And he's out to the 35.
Let's talk about the offensive line on the left side over there. That looks like maybe Champ Clanahan over there, 68. Truett Vaughn. They collapsed that whole left side of the Monahans defense there. That was a nice game.
Yeah, right now you've got Clanahan at left tackle, Bryson Richardson at the left guard, Boschma is the center, Molina is the right guard, and then Truett Vaughn the right tackle. This time rolling out to his left, pre-snap penalty, false start. And it looked like maybe one of the receivers out there that left a little bit early.
Can I just tell you how hard it is to be out there? Like, you know, because you're way out there on the sideline and you're anticipating something, you know, the play coming, and you're looking in to try to see when the ball snaps. And I know you're supposed to just wait till the ball moves. It's really tough for us receiver people out there.
Right now, Gavin Guajardo and Logan Wynn, the wide receivers to the far side, Maddox McDonald and Rylan Jeffcott near side. Second and 8 after that false start. Another handoff to Rylan Brown and plenty of room to run. He's right at the line to gain. I think they're going to call it third down. Nope, I say that, and we're moving the chains, so first down.
You just say it every time then.
Yeah.
Let me just say that, like, that they have found something over on that left side of the line. I mean, they've run it every time they've run the football has been on the far side over there, and they're getting a good push on that side of the line, and that's something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, we heard speed a lot when these guys were talking about this team this year, and they described the offensive line as mean. We're smaller, but we're mean. Here's a pass.
That's a great catch.
And a nice catch from Logan Wynn out across the 45 to set up second and short.
He went all the way down on the turf to grab that one. Really, really, really great play.
4 wide receivers again. The Mustangs hurrying to the line of scrimmage now. Rylan again, left side. More room to run, and he is out to midfield. Another first down.
I mean, it's 5 yards every time he touches the ball on that side of the line.
Yeah, like I said, they called the offensive line mean, and when I thought, like, okay, but what does that really mean? And then you watch some of those scrimmages, and I'm talking about like Champ Clanahan blocking dudes 20 yards down the field.
That's it. You finish your blocks. That's what you want from your offensive line.
They're getting a good push to start. Here's Rylan Jeffcott, gets hit.
Just started running just a little bit before he had that ball. He was wide open, and that was a nice throw. That was a nice throw by Cooper Martin, but you just got to wait for that ball to get in your hands before you take off. Watch it into your hands.
Well, he knew he was going to get hit. Joshua Galvan was right there, and so, like you said, took his eyes off the ball a little bit too soon. Second and 10. And 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. This time Martin keeps it left side, trying to get to the edge. He does, and he'll step out of bounds right at the 40, maybe the 39 for another first down.
And Nathan, let's talk another part of Cooper's game that goes kind of under celebrated is he is such a good faker. That he really does a great job of holding that ball in the belly of the running back before he pulls it out. And it's really difficult for a defense to tell a lot of the time who has the ball, and that was a great fake.
Yeah, and he had a lot of time right there to decide. Almost like he was trying to decide, but had plenty of time. Now, plenty of time as he goes back to pass. Logan Wynn across the middle and inside the 25-yard line. There's maybe our first explosive play of the game. I think technically it's got to be 20 yards on a pass play, but that was a nice strike down the field, and we're in business.
What happens when you have a quarterback that can run like him is that the defense has to play zone defense a lot of the time. You can't get into man, right? And what that means is that between the hash marks in the middle of the field, that's going to be open for these slot receivers.
Rylan Brown this time right side. He's got 5+ down inside the 20. They were going to mark him at the 18, it looks like.
He's such a tough runner, Nathan. He just puts his head down and just goes and gets those extra yards. He's just such a tough runner.
Mustangs moving right down the field, opening drive of the game. We're approaching the 8-minute mark in the first quarter. Again from the gun, rolling out to the left. Plenty of time, looking all the way across the field, and it's intercepted. Too much time to think about it, threw it back across the middle of the field. And it looks like number 14, Hayden Morris, senior on the Monahans side, gets a big turnover to end that drive for the Mustangs.
That's a disappointing way for that drive to end, but that's one of the things that you kind of have to get a feel for at the quarterback position. There's this line out there, right, where you want to be the playmaker and to extend plays and to find open guys like that, but you've got to be so careful throwing across your body, across the defense like that. That is a recipe for disaster 9 times out of 10.
So now our first look at the Mustang defense as they start. Monahans does at their 13-yard line. Majestic Williams gets the first carry.
great team defense right there, Nathan. Just like you talked about in the pregame, but you talked about what we're going to have today is everybody running to the ball, and that's been a hallmark of this Mustangs defense since I've been here watching them play. They all pursue to the ball, and right there you saw 4 guys in on that tackle. So good team defense by the Mustangs.
Looked like Bryson Richardson maybe was the first one there. Tight end goes in motion. This time, Pittman looking to pass, goes across the middle, has an open man, some room to run, some yards after the catch out near the 40-yard line. So first down for Monahans, and they're moving to start their opening drive.
He got that ball away right before Champ Clanahan completely depleted him. That was really close to a big-time sack.
Yeah, Lucas Chavez with the reception out to the 39-yard line, first and 10 from there. 4 wide receivers. Like I said, Pittman will run, even though they've got 4 wide receivers out there. Sometimes Pittman will be his lead blocker, or Williams will be his lead blocker. And there he goes off the right side, bounces off of Boschma and picks up some tough yards out near the line to gain, and they're going to give it to him out to the 49, first down.
There were some of those yards after contact that you were talking about. It looked like they had it bottled up, but he bounced off a couple of guys and was able to find a little bit of a soft spot for some extra yardage.
3 plays and out to the 49-yard line. Pittman fumbles the snap. It's on the ground. He picks it up, but Champ Clanahan will get back there for the tackle for loss.
That's good, baby. Champ's got a great motor, and he plays in the backfield a lot of the time, and so you can't make a mistake like that against his defense. They're going to come get him. It's like he may have shaken himself up a little bit on that play, but that was a really nice play. They're going to spell him out with number 40, Tate Dodd, coming into the game to take his place.
Tate's one of the guys that jumped off the field. Watch him. If he can get around the edge, he will get to Pittman in a hurry. Boschma also standing up on the right end. Got to rush the quarterback. Here's a pass to the outside, and Logan Wynn all over that.
And Blaise Jeter also right there to aid in that tackle. And that's what you want to see right there. You want to see your secondary guys just converging on the ball as soon as they get it in their hands. Good, solid, open field tackle.
Elias Deonda with that reception. And now Jet Smith checking in for the Mustangs on the defensive line. 3rd and long here. This is what the Mustangs secondary wants. They want a chance to make a big play. See if Pittman will air it out here. They're kind of near midfield, almost in 4-down territory. They're going to let one fly in Logan's direction. And Logan did a great job of cutting the wide receiver off. He's the only one that had a chance to make a play.
Nathan, I love this because when I played football, I was terrible, okay, and I was way too slow. So what I figured out early on is that when you're running downfield with somebody, you got to get your shoulder pad in front of them, and if you can do that, cut off their path, right? Then you can help yourself out.
We got a flag on the play near sideline, but it will be 4th and about 14 if they decline it. Illegal man downfield for Monahans. So we decline that penalty. It will be 4th down. And likely a punting situation here. So we talked about that. They will, they like that short pass game, but then they will take some shots. And Logan was ready. Blocked him out, like you said, just got in front of him and then.
Well, let's talk about number 5, Champ Signs for Monahans. I mean, that is a tall young man, and so if you're Pittman, you do want it. I mean, just throw that up there. He's playing against against Logan Wynn, who's maybe 5'6", 5'7", right? So throw the ball up and give him a chance. But that one Logan just did such a great job of walling him off.
They left the offense out there for a while. Now the punt unit runs on. Logan is back near the Mustang 15-yard line, but we've only got 5 seconds on the play clock. And we heard some yelling from the coach's booth right next to us, and Mustangs will take a timeout.
Yeah, I think they didn't have enough men on the field, Nathan. I think, that's one of the things that happens early in these games is getting your punt team on and off and making sure everybody knows what all their assignments were. I will say before we kick this that that one of the things to be looking for, and those of you guys who've been watching Mustang football, watched them last year, you know how dangerous a returner Logan Wynn can be. And so if teams choose to kick it to him, right, if they choose to put the ball up where he can get a chance to grab it and return it, there could be some big plays in the special teams area as well. And so that's definitely something that the Mustangs want to capitalize on.
Yeah, Logan Wynn. Trevor Wynn was really dangerous back in his day. Had several punt and kick returns for touchdowns. Logan will be looking to do the same. Like you said, if they give him opportunity, and maybe that'll be something, they might punt to him the first couple weeks of the season.
Right.
And then when everybody sees it on film, they'll be kicking it out of bounds.
They'll do that stupid rugby kick, where they roll out and then just try to punch it down the field.
Now this looks like, I believe this is number 9, Joshua Galvan, back to punt for Monahans. I can't tell. I need him to turn a little bit so I can see his number. No, it's Jacob Chavez, number 6. High punt for Wynn, who calls for a fair catch at the 16, and he'll get it. So the Mustangs will start there. First drive started at the 15. The second one will start at the 16. 4:54 left to play in the first quarter. We'll be right back here on the Shallow Water Sports Network.
It's strength training in two-a-days, running bleachers and sprint drills. You practice till you can't take another step. Then you practice some more. You love the process because you know that to remain in a class of your own requires exemplary character, sportsmanship, and unrivaled excellence on and off the field.
First United Bank is proud to support the Shallow Water Mustangs and Phillies. You truly embody the spirit of West Texas.
Welcome back to Estes Memorial Stadium in Monahans. Still scoreless here, 4:54 left to play in the first quarter. The Mustangs are about to get their second offensive possession. They just forced a punt out near midfield, and we've got another. Yeah, I didn't see a signal.
I have no idea. I didn't see a flag or anything. So
we were at the 16, and now it looks like half the distance. I did notice some extracurricular activity.
Yeah, it could have been
on the
something
punt
over there. Yeah. It was Maddox McDonald got tied up with one of the Monahans defenders over there on the outside.
I didn't see a call though. I didn't ever see the flag.
Yeah, me neither.
They put the ball at the 8, so I'm assuming that's the only thing I saw on the play. There was some extracurricular activity over there on the track, but both guys were engaged, so I don't know how.
But it's still 1st and 10, so maybe they just got the spot wrong.
So here we go. 5 wide receivers. Martin with the keeper straight up the gut. Takes a hit, but gets the ball out to the 20, a first down run.
One of the things I'm really excited about this offense is when you have those 4 wide receivers out there where your linebackers have to be out of the box. So that those kind of those kind of draw plays are going to be open a lot.
And that play didn't count. They didn't start running the clock until well after that first play. Roll out, quick pass. He was looking for Connor Shires on the quick out, but it'll be 2nd and 10.
There wasn't going to be, even if he caught that, there wasn't a lot of room for him to maneuver over on the sideline.
Micah Blackshear checks out. Rylan Brown now back. They'll go to a 4 wide receiver set, put Brown back in the backfield with Cooper Martin. Looks like Cash McCravey near side, along with Jeff Cott. Rylan Brown gets the handoff, gets away from the first tackle, but the second guy got him right out at the 22-yard line, so he gets a couple, but it's going to be 3rd and 8. Yeah, you got Gavin Guajardo and Connor Shires on the far side of the field, and now Maddox McDonald and Logan Wynn checking in.
We need another timeout.
Still 20 seconds on the play clock. 4 minutes and counting now in this first quarter. Mustangs went right down the field in their first drive. The 3rd and long here from their 22-yard line. Martin has time. Lets it go across the middle. It was deflected. He was looking for Guajardo. And I think it was number 14 again.
Yeah, Hayden Morris with a really nice play. cutting in front and getting a hand on that ball because the receiver's open. That was the first down play right there. So nice job reading the quarterback's eyes and getting his hand on the ball.
So now, punting situation for the Mustangs. Is that Ryland back there? It's hard to tell. Nine and
like
8 look a lot the same. That's Ryland Brown getting set to punt, and that'll be fun because he could take off at any time. Nice
That's a great punt. Come on, Ryland.
Yeah, and a fair catch called for at the 27-yard line. So Ryland Brown flipping the field, and Monahans back deep in their own territory when it looked like they were going to have good field position.
That's right.
Stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and especially when you see the running back there, you're like, well, I don't know how this is going to go, but that was a heck of a punt, man. That'll be quite a weapon as the season goes on. If you could flip the field like that every time, that's nice.
Well, not to mention he could take off anytime he wants to.
Exactly. That was a good point. I mean, you got to stay home on defense, and you can't rush him too hard because if you break containment, he could be gone.
Pittman now with Monahan's second opportunity on offense. He hands it off to Williams. Ball's on the floor. And I think the Mustangs had the best shot at it, right at the 40-yard line.
Come on, give us that signal.
And the Mustangs get their first turnover of the game. Not sure who popped it loose. It looked like Daniel Rideout's the one who got off the bottom of the pile with the football.
Yeah, and what happened was he broke through the line, but it looked like somebody got him from behind and just punched that ball out, which is what you teach him to do. So excellent play by the Mustangs defense. Those turnovers are key as the year goes on, and this defense wants to play like that. They want to play aggressive. They want to take the ball away, and they're going to need to be able to do that, especially as they get against tougher competition like in the playoffs and stuff. So that's a great play. Good sign for this Mustang defense.
4 wide for Martin. Again, plenty of time back there. Rolling to his right. Lets it fly back across the middle of the field, and it's intercepted. That time it's number 21, Elias Deonda. So the Lobos and the Mustangs swapping turnovers on back-to-back plays. And
that's that same throw, Nathan, that same throw when he's rolling to the sideline, throws him back across his body into the middle of the field, and that's just not a play that you want to try to make. In fact, if he had kept the ball and just kept it running, he had a little bit of space in front of him, you know. So that's something that I'm sure they're going to be coaching him pretty hard on the sidelines after that drive.
Yeah, and we've seen it. They've been so explosive in their scrimmages, and they've hit some big plays in practice. I mean, that's what they've been doing all offseason, and it's just hard not to be greedy. They just want to make those big plays.
Yeah.
This time Pittman with the keeper. He's got some room off the right side. Getting some blocks from his wide receivers down the field, deep into Mustang territory, knocked out near the 25-yard line. So a big play, and now threatening at the 26-yard line.
Nathan, I love the way that Pittman plays football. He runs really hard, and he's got some speed to him. On that one, he just did a great job of hitting the gap, and there just wasn't anybody there. He just outran the defense.
Keeper again, but it looks like he's out of gas and nowhere to go on the right side of that line. Looks like he lost one back to the 27, so it'll be 2nd and 11.
And Truett Vaughn gets up off the bottom of that pile. It looked like he and Garrett Boschman got some really good penetration, and were playing a little bit in the backfield, and that disrupted the timing of that play.
Tate Dodd checks in as well as Nathan Molina, some fresh bodies on that defensive line. 2nd and long after that long Pittman run. Nice pocket, lets it go across the middle. Did he hold on to it? Yes, he did at the 20-yard line. Number 10, Jason Munoz with the reception.
Really nice route by Munoz. A little slant route, you know, but finding that spot in the zone and shielding off the defender. A really nice route and a well-delivered ball by Pittman. He is a much more accurate passer this year in this game than he was last year in this game.
Yeah.
So we're seeing an improved accuracy, improved footwork from him when he's throwing the football.
Yeah, making a liar out of me for sure. They've passed the ball a lot more than what I said they were going to. Here's a 2-back set and a false start from the right guard. Didn't move much, but came out of his stance just a little bit and gets called. So now what was third and pretty manageable now will turn into third and long. Third and 4 goes to third and 9 after that false start penalty. Looks like they're going to keep the same play. I mean, it looks like they just line up and said, yeah, just run it.
Right.
Pittman to Williams. Williams dancing around, trying to find some room. Not a whole lot, but he does get back to the 23-yard line. So 4th down, but fairly manageable. I think maybe you can keep the run play in your pocket, or at least give Pittman an option to roll out and run. Not a lot there, but it looks like 4th and 7.
Well, they knew they knew this was 2-down territory the whole time. So that was always the plan, and a great job by the Mustang defense to keep this at 4th and a little bit longer.
Yeah, Dodd again in for Clanahan on this 4th down.
You got to watch Pittman. Watch for Pittman running out on the edge.
Pittman back to pass. He's got time. There was a tough play on the left side of that offensive line. I think they did call the hold. Tate Dodd got completely turned around, so it looks like that's going to take a touchdown off the board. I was trying not to be too whiny right there because I wanted to say, that's
job.
A hold.
That's right.
That's a hold, and they called it. They called it.
That was a really, to be honest with you though, once again, that's a really great route by the wide receiver. He ran a really great post route and got to the inside of the corner out there. And once again, Pittman delivers a strike on that ball. So Monahans fans watching this game got to be pretty excited about what they're seeing from their quarterback. A lot of maturation from the same time last year.
Yeah, you made it down the field for that. I was at the line of scrimmage the whole time.
That's right. You were watching that whole.
Yeah, Tate was coming around the edge, and then he got hooked and turned around. You could see, I mean, his shoulder pad was hanging out of his jersey too. But yeah, the official was all over that as well. So I mean, that's a tough one to miss.
Yeah.
Like I said, but my first instinct was to scream for the hold, and I wasn't even watching the touchdown reception.
I'm so proud of you for not screaming hold. I mean, really.
I mean,
the professionalism that you can show to Nathan, you're a pro.
Like
I'm really glad to be working with such a pro. That's awesome.
We try. We don't want to be whiny up here. We don't want to complain about calls. We know those guys have a tough job down there on the field. And honestly, it's easier to see everything from up here than it is on the field. So
that's true.
I think with all of the bodies running in front of you and being so close, it's easier, I think, to miss things when you're standing right there at field level as opposed to up here. So
I say we just take a moment and let's just appreciate the referees and umpires out there. You want to talk about a thankless job those guys have? I mean, they don't make a whole lot of money doing what they're doing. They do it for the love of the game because they love young people, they love sports, and they're subjected to all kinds of really crazy abuse, sometimes from bald-headed pastors. So I just want to say, all referees listen to the game. We here at Shallow Water, we love you and we appreciate you, and we want you to remember that the next time that you're on the field calling one of our games.
A lot of these guys work Thursday night games and Friday night games too. I mean, they're working junior high and sub-varsity games throughout the week, but now they're doing varsity games on Thursday and Friday because of the shortage. So here is a 4th and about 15 now after that holding call, or no, 17. Again, Pittman down the field, and he's got an open man. It looked like they ran the same play, and this time no flags on the field. That's a touchdown for Munoz and Pittman.
It looked to me like Logan either fell down or somehow got tangled up on the outside over there. He was kind of expressing some frustration after that play, but he wasn't really in the frame at all. So he lost his footing somehow, and that's what created that huge opening down there for the receiver.
Under a minute to play, and Monahans gets the first points of the first quarter. Here's a muff snap, an opportunity to run around the end. Boschma trying to chase him down. He turns him inside, and then Druid Vaughn finishes it off. I don't think that's not what Munoz wanted out of that, but a botched extra point attempt at 6-0. 42 seconds left to play in the opening quarter. We will take another quick commercial break, and we'll be back with more Mustang football on the Shallow Water Sports Network.
For over 40 years, St. Clair Orthodontics has cared for our patients with the latest and cutting-edge orthodontic care. We see this as our mission field, where we have the privilege to care for you beyond your smile, helping you find confidence, hope, and the smile you've always dreamed of. We truly believe that in this office, thousands of lives will be changed. Start your smile journey with St. Clair Orthodontics by scheduling your free consultation. You can find us online or call us today.
Welcome back to Monahans. Nathan Riojas and Brad Miles here with the Shallow Water Sports Network. 6-0 after a 30-yard touchdown pass from Dylan Pittman to Jason Munoz. They went 70 yards in just 5 plays. Close out the last 3.5 minutes of the first quarter or so, and the Mustangs will get the ball back for now. What is their 4th possession? That 3rd one is really quick. 1 play and the interception. We've turned it up. We've moved the ball really well, but we've turned it over a couple times now in Monahan's territory.
2 interceptions. So, like, for the rest of the game, if we just can get a handle on that and not put the ball up for grabs as much, the scores are out there. The touchdowns are out there. The offense is moving the ball.
Kick on the way. And it looks like Rylan Brown again from the 10-yard line. Going to his right side, room up the middle. He's out near midfield. One man to beat, and the kicker got him. Kicker makes the touchdown-saving tackle, but the Mustangs will start at the Monahans' 39-yard line.
Great work by Rylan Brown, and I just want to say that's probably one of the best blocked kick returns I've ever seen. Like, they held their blocks for a really long time and gave Rylan time to pop into that seam. And let's give a shout out to a kicker who makes the tackle.
Yeah.
See him break down and make that tackle. Come on, that's impressive stuff. Kickers are people too.
Rylan running full speed.
That's right. It's not easy to make that tackle. Yeah.
No, so gives his defense an opportunity, but the Mustangs with a really good scoring opportunity in the first quarter. 34 seconds on the scoreboard.
And Nathan, I want to give a shout out to the Shallow Water coaching staff on that extra point. They did that was a great scheme. They overloaded the side and were able to get in on top of that extra point, and it's just a really great scheme call by the Shallow Water coaching staff on that extra point. Well done. That 1 point might matter in this game.
2 in the backfield. Trying to get numbers, and we got a pre-snap penalty, a false start. Looks like Jared Vigil and Byron Carrion lined up in the backfield with Cooper Martin. And you've got Trenton Medley came in as a tight end. He was lined up tight on the right side, but a false start. So 1st and 15 now from the 44.
That's an interesting personnel package right there, Nathan. I think I could see that really doing some good as we get into the season.
Yeah, well, and like we talked about this at the beginning. There's still a lot that we don't know. There's a lot that we're going to see that we're not expecting. Here's a flip to Rylan Brown. He's got the penalty yardage back, maybe 2 more. No, not quite. Sorry, I was looking at so it looks like maybe 2nd and 12 right here. So he got about 3 of it back.
I like that play call, getting the ball out to Brown in space, and also that throw was actually a backwards. I mean, Rylan could have pulled up and thrown that to somebody. So look out for that as the season goes on as well.
Timeout on the field. I'm assuming that was Monahans. I didn't see him. Oh no, it's the end of the first quarter. Hey, it's my first game too. We're trying to get back.
Fun.
Yeah,
we're having so much fun. That's why.
So end of the first quarter, Lobos lead 6-0. We'll take a quick break, but we'll be right back with the second quarter here on the Shallow Water Sports Network.
At Zia Lone Star Power Sports, we love to ride. Whether you're hitting the trails, cruising on the lake, or exploring the back roads, there's a ride for every adventure.
When we took the side-by-sides to the canyon, or we raced the Sea-Doo that surf, and don't forget the ATVs on the ranch.
4 locations, endless adventures. Come see us at Zia or Lone Star Power Sports and start making your own family memories.
seat, right? Here, just do one. I can lead it later.
Welcome back to Monahans. Start of the second quarter. The Mustangs ran one play to end that second quarter on their fourth drive of the game. They're into Monahans territory after a really good kick return from Rylan Brown, trying to get back into this game, try to answer the score from Monahans late there in the first quarter.
Need to capitalize on this field position, and once again, it's not about the execution is there, Nathan. It's about just not turning the ball over. You know what I mean? So be disciplined with the football and continue to execute. And this game is still, I mean, it's well within your reach. No reason why you can't walk out of here with this game if you just take care of the ball.
Byron Carrion in the backfield with Martin as he rolls to his right. He'll keep it off the right edge inside the 40 and then slides down. Nice savvy move from the senior there to avoid the hit and pick up a few yards.
That looked like number 12, maybe Lucas Chavez that was coming, and Cooper Martin saw him, and he was like, you know what, discretion is the better part of valor. So
we've got a 3rd and 9, probably in 2-down territory for the Mustangs. And again, Byron Carrion in the backfield. Looks like Cruz Dixon lining up as a tight end. We've got Maddox McDonald and Gavin Guajardo near side. Medley also in the game as a tight end. Martin with time to throw, looking for McDonald. Left sideline, he got him. Big play on 3rd down inside the 15-yard line.
So he does a great job on that play. You know, selling the fake to the run, and then the roll, and then what a nice corner route. I mean, it was a really great corner route. He was wide open. I just want to point, my man Jake Warren was calling for it. Like as soon as he broke the line of scrimmage, Jake was like, he's open, he's open.
Catches the ball a couple of steps before the sideline. Now carry on inside the 15. So it looks like maybe 2nd and 7. But now in business, and maybe that's a throw that Martin needed to kind of calm back down again and regain some of that confidence, because they've been throwing the ball all over the place, and that's what we expected coming in. So you like to see him maybe hit that throw and settle back in here.
This is a well-designed offense. Just play within the offense. You know what I mean? The plays are going to be there.
This time, Rylan Brown, stiff arm, makes a couple guys miss and into the end zone for Shallowater's first touchdown of the season. Rylan Brown from 14 yards out.
And there's a poor young man from Monahans that's still looking for his cleats after that play. What a move! What a stutter step and a stiff arm and a sprint to the end zone. That was just a remarkable play by Rylan Brown. You can see on a play like that, you can see why people have been talking about him a little bit as Player of the Year possibility this year. And Lubbock Avalanche Journal hyping him up some. So he's going to have a great year this year. I'm excited to see him play.
Little swinging gate. We saw some 2-point conversions out of that last year, but they'll line up to kick. Braden Swanson on the kicking duties for the Mustangs this year. We're so used to seeing Clayton Vincent back there. Swanson with a nice, strong kick. And the Mustangs, like you said, that extra point could be huge.
That's right.
Take a 7-6 lead, 10:29 to play in the second quarter. We'll take another quick break. We'll be back right after this here on the Shallowater Sports Network.
People's Bank is celebrating 25 years of serving our communities. From humble beginnings to now serving customers in 10 communities and 12 locations across Texas, People's Bank has stayed true to their values. They are people that you know. As one of the only locally owned banks in Lubbock, we look forward to continuing to serve our customers and communities. Strength, integrity, local leadership, and people that you know. This is People's Bank.
Welcome back to Monahans. The Mustangs cap off a 5-play, 39-yard touchdown drive. Rylan Brown with a 14-yard touchdown run to get the Mustangs on the board. And the extra point from Braden Swanson, good to make, or to get the Mustangs out front, 7-6. Still early second quarter. That drive started with 34 seconds left in the first quarter, so we ran one play in that first quarter, and now Swanson's got it teed up. Our first kickoff of the game. We filled fielded. Well, I say fielded, it was fumbled around the 15-yard line. And then he stumbles forward to about the 20 before he's met by a whole host of Mustangs.
Oh, they want to say they got the ball. I think he was down before
Yeah.
they took that ball. But I want to say, you know, you just had two guys there that those high short kicks like that can cause a problem because your up back is the one who's kind of receiving the ball, but those backline guys will run up and it's like, who's got this ball? Who's supposed to take it? And that's exactly what happened. Confusion about who should take the ball. The two guys tried to get it, and it ends up on the ground.
So they'll start at their own 20-yard line.
There's a flag on the field, too.
Oh, it looks like a block in the back signal, so that's going to...
Can I just tell you how hard it is to tell what penalties he's calling? He's facing the other way, and then you can't see what his hands are doing.
So they're going to start at their 10-yard line. By far, they're their starting field position of the day, and if you were going to even up the turnover battle, you'd love to do it pretty quick right here while you've got Monahans back on their own end of the field. Williams again, with maybe the coolest first name that we'll see all year long. Majestic back there with Pittman. Pittman keeps it up the middle. Clanahan, the first one there. They'll wrap him up at about the 14-yard line. Clanahan was the first one there. Byron Carrion was there pretty quickly too. They stand him up at the 14.
That was a really nice play by the Mustangs defense, keeping that contained. That's a great job of reading the defense by Pittman and holding it into Majestic's stomach, keeping it there until the last second. But Mustang defenders stayed home.
Jeter lining up on the edge. They run away from him. This is Williams. He's upended.
What a tackle. That looked like Daniel Rideout coming up from the safety position, just knocked him, somersaulted him over his head.
I don't know if he tried to hurdle him or what, but Daniel flipped him over.
Let's go.
Big hit from Daniel Rideout, one of the guys that we talked about in the pregame show that might stepping into a bigger role this year. He played some last year in that back end, but again, the depth chart's so crowded with those 29 seniors. He'll play a much bigger role this year, and that was a nice big hit to set up third and short.
Williams is really fast too, so running that alley is a big deal for the safeties on this Mustang defense.
Mustangs come on a blitz, they get there. This one's up in the air and just well overthrown. He was under some pressure, so he laid it out there, but really no chance. Right out again in good coverage.
And honestly, it could have been like offensive pass interference if it had been a little closer to him, because he kind of shoved him in the back there. And I understand it's frustrating, but that's what you're taught to do as a defender. Look, cut him off, get in his way.
Yep, and we're hearing more shouting from the coaches booth next door.
It's because they're having trouble getting the right guys on and off the field right now. And especially on punt return, and they've got to take another timeout because they didn't have everybody. It looked like 64. Jet Smith was late coming on there, and that's just early season. You know what I mean? Just knowing which kids are on which package, and especially a lot of these guys are playing both ways, and so sometimes they forget they're supposed to be in there.
Yeah, all part of the fun, and I don't know if our coaches like it much, but we love being right next to their booth and hearing what's going on there, knocking on the glass. You can hear them yelling over here.
My favorite just a second ago. Something's going on down the field. One of the shallow water coaches is knocking on the glass of the press box, like any of those coaches down there. We're going to see him like
he's trying, but you're trying to do anything. Screaming in the headset. The coaches on the other end of the headset got an earful right there on those two punt returns. But a great opportunity here for the Mustangs, who I said a turnover, but a 3-and-out works the same way.
That's right.
They'll be punting from around their 5-yard line, and you'll have Logan Wynn standing near midfield.
Good field position here. Real opportunity to get another score.
Jacob Chavez punting, number 6. And again, Logan, we'll see where he stops. He was around midfield before we called that timeout. You wouldn't expect a fake from this spot in the field. Good snap. Line drive punt, but near the sideline. It'll be at the Monahans 49-yard line. That's an easy one to spot. You love when it hits the turf and you can see those rubber pellets.
Yeah.
That's the worst job as an official, when a kid shanks a punt out of bounds and you're running up the sideline like, man.
I have no idea
Yes.
when that went out.
Yes, and the coaches are letting you hear it about how it doesn't matter where you put the ball, it's horrible.
It's not the right spot.
Yeah, but that one, that helps. You see the black pellets fly at the 49-yard line.
And you saw, Nathan, you saw him roll to his right, but then kind of rugby kick that ball back to the left. They're trying to keep that ball away from Logan Wynn and not allow him to have any return. So at least on that respect, that was a successful run.
Again, the Mustangs starting in Monahans territory, started the last scoring drive at the 39. They'll start this one at the Monahans 49-yard line. Ryland Brown, plenty of room to run, makes another man miss. Off to the races, they'll take him down inside the 20-yard line, but a nice first down run for Ryland.
And we started off this game, Nathan, singing the praises of the left side of that offensive line, and it's Bryson Richardson, number 68, and Champ Clanahan at the tackle, and then Garrett Boschman playing center. But all day long they have been creating seams on the left side, and right there a little counter play, and there was all kinds of room for Ryland Brown out there once he turned and headed to the left side. So good job blocking by these Mustang offensive linemen.
He made a man miss and then didn't get touched until he was 19 yards down the field. Man, what a nice move, good footwork. And one of those guys, because you and I talked off air, I don't even know if we mentioned it in the pregame show, about how some of these guys look a lot different this year.
That's right, yeah. Put on some weight.
Yeah. And you forget about that part. You talk about younger guys stepping up, but you look at him like, man, he looks a lot bigger. Ryland is one of those guys that looked like he put on some muscle this summer.
He did, for sure. And I don't, Nathan, you remember last year just the growth and the maturation that he had throughout. You could see him gaining confidence and building confidence all year long. By the end of the year, he was a wrecking crew, man. He was tough to handle. And you can see that continuation of his development into this year. He's running the ball with confidence. He puts his foot in the ground and makes decisive cuts, and he knows how to set his blockers up. You saw that on that last play. So I'm really excited about the year that he's going to have.
We paused for injury right there. That's a tough break for Monahans. Senior Maurice McNary, he's one of their leaders in the secondary. He was slow to walk off the field, did walk off the field. Now Cooper Martin, right side, another stiff arm. He's going to keep it, get out of bounds. But he did get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe picked up one.
Let me say, Nathan, that is a really important play in this game, right? Like for Cooper Martin to make a guy miss, get over, he's boxed in on the sideline, but don't try to do anything, right? Just step out of bounds, right? Let's come back on the next play within the offense. So that kind of settling of the nerves and getting into the field of the game is important for him right now.
He did lose a yard, so a 2nd and 11. This time rolling out to his left. Was looking for Wynn in the back of the end zone. Looked back across the middle of the field, but again was running towards his sideline, and he got hit out of bounds.
Yeah.
Kind of late to pull the flag, but he was. But again, like you said from the previous plays, rolling to his left, looking for Logan Wynn on that corner route in the back of the end zone. Didn't feel comfortable with it. Looked back across the middle, but held it, got out of bounds, and then looks like he'll get a free first down here as he got hit.
Well, and he had a guy, like that's the thing. Like there are guys running, and it looks like they're open across the middle, but you're playing, they're running a lot of zone defense, and when you throw it, the guys are going to be in those passing lanes. So a good job of just knowing, look, we're going to get another shot here, right? Bring the ball down, and then he goes out of bounds and gets a late hit. We got to close the first down anyway. His first down.
After the penalty, it'll be 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. Micah Blackshear checks in the wide receiver position near side. Maddox McDonald out to the right. You've got Ryland Blackburn and Jared Behill in the backfield with Cooper Martin. Brown goes right side, tried to follow Behill, but he has stood up near the line of scrimmage for, let's see, I'm trying to see where they're going to spot the ball. I'm going to say maybe a loss of 2 back to the 9-yard line.
And that was it. That once again they've got Trenton Medley in there playing tight end. So it was once again we had only 2 wide receivers, and and then you had a tight end in the game, and you got an extra running back. So they are running this kind of large formation every now and then to try to get some big guys on the blocks.
Micah's a jump ball candidate out here on the outside as they moved it back to almost a 10. Coop takes off right side, trying to make a man miss, dives for the pylon, he'll be short. There is a flag on the ground. If the play stands, he's inside the 5-yard line.
That move was filthy. That move that he put on, that little juke step that he gave before he took off around the right side, that was just straight filthy.
They try to run everybody off to the left, and then he takes off to the right. Kind of a QB counter almost.
Is that a hold?
Well, the yardage is 10 yards, so that's what you would expect. I didn't see the signal from the white hat because he's on the other side of the field behind our white jerseys, but they're spotting the ball at the 19, so it looks like a holding penalty that'll move him back. And now, 2nd and goal from the 19. You got to pick up some yardage here to make that 3rd down a little more manageable. We've got 4 wide receivers now. Blitz off the edge, but picked up well. He's got plenty of time. Dancing around, lets it fly, just drops it off to Rylan Brown, and he's hit. Good pursuit to come up. They keep everything in front of him, make him dump it off, and they do a good job of rallying to the ball.
Boy, if he would have just taken off running over here, though, to the wide side of the field on the left side, he had all day over there. So the receivers did a really good job of running off the coverage over there. And there was all kinds of green grass over here, but clearly he was trying to make a connection in the passing game, and they were able to get a few yards back.
And now 3rd and goal from the 15. 4 wide receivers. Guajardo is the wide receiver closest to us, and we've got a false start.
Yeah, I think he was lined up wrong. Did you? It looked, because he threw the flag as soon as the ball was snapped.
Yeah.
It may have been that he wasn't up on the illegal formation, like maybe he wasn't up on the receiver, but he was calling false start. I didn't see anybody move, but it could have been he was lined up.
Maybe if he was lined up across the line, you can call a false start when they snap it.
That's what it looked like.
If it's just an illegal formation, they should let that play go on. But back it up now to the 20-yard line. And here we go. Martin back to pass. He does have some time now, rolling out to his left, looking for anybody. Got some room on the left side, but they'll wrap him up around the 10-yard line. It'll be 4th and goal from about the 11. A lot of guys around him.
Nathan, let me just say what the positive thing is about throwing 2 interceptions on across the body throws when you're rolling out. When he faked that time, the Monahans defender almost jumped out of his shoes, and that gave him the time to get around the edge and make some yardage there. Hey, and look, y'all, we watched this young man kick last year. He's got a leg and he's accurate. I have confidence he can make this kick, Nathan. I'm just calling it.
Yeah.
He's going to make the kick.
28-yard field goal attempt.
Put it on the board.
For Braden Swanson. It is up and hits the right upright.
I'll take that one, guys. I'll take that one. That one was on me. I cursed him. I'm sorry. I just want to apologize. I apologize to Mr. Swanson and his family. That's my fault.
So 7 plays. They go. Started at the 49-yard line. 7 plays, got down in a goal-to-go situation, but the penalties moved him back. You're 3rd and goal from the 20. Not great odds of getting that in the end zone, but you had a manageable field goal, 28-yard field goal attempt there with that scramble to pick up about 10 yards. And now Monahan's back out there in a 7-6 ball game, 5:21.
Mustang defense needs to stand up here because there's a chance to get the ball back with good field position before the half if they can force a 3 and out.
And if you're on the other side, Monahans is thinking about a double dip, score before the end of half and get the ball to open the 3rd quarter. A nice play right there by the defense that stuck the run.
Champ Clanahan absolutely stood his man up. I mean, he stood his man up, and there was nowhere for Majestic Williams to run with the football. Great play by Clanahan.
So now 2nd and long, 4 wide receivers, and Williams still on the backfield with Pittman. Pittman hasn't kept one in a while. He'll pass it across the middle, got some room on the slant, and then some yards after the catch for number 12, Lucas Chavez, kind of his go-to guy right there, and they've got a first down.
That was a nice route by Chavez and a really accurate, well-placed football by Pittman. He's throwing the ball really well today.
Yeah, and it looked like he found some room. He turned around immediately off the line of scrimmage. They got it to him quick and enough to move the chains out to the 33-yard line now. This time, just 2 wide receivers. Williams off the left side.
Oh,
nice downhill tackle.
What a play by Byron Carrion. Just, I mean, matching Williams stride for stride on that play. Like you have a really fast, athletic running back, and Carrion was like not faster than me. So way to meet him in the hole, Brian Carrion. That was a great play.
Met him right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. So it's 2nd and 10. The clock rolling, under 4 minutes to play now in the first half. Pittman, again, quick pass, that little curl route, this time to number 15. That's Aiden Shoemaker. And it's going to set up 3rd and short. They got about 8 right there.
And the Mustangs just didn't do a good enough job of passing number 15 off in that zone. You know, you just got to do a little bit better job of making sure that you're passing it to that inside linebacker on that play. Just a little slow.
Looks like 3rd and 1. They put the ball out at the 42-yard line. Williams gets the carry, trying to bounce off right side. Nice job of forcing him back inside. He'll have enough for the first down, but that was a pretty nice job to keep contained right there. Trying to get a number here. I don't have number 70 on the roster.
I don't have 70 either. I was just looking at it. I was like, 70 made the play, but I don't know who that is.
So our apologies at home. We don't have a 70 on the roster.
We appreciate you, and that was a fine play by number 70.
Yeah.
I just want to say that.
Well, Williams was looking for the edge, and he forced him back inside. Here's one thrown up across the middle, overthrows his guy, but again, he was under pressure. And Blaise Jeter, we've talked about him in the pregame. He was rushing that throw, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Really pretty good coverage too by Daniel Rowdy. He was with him stride for stride, and you just want to make that. If they're going to complete that pass, the quarterback needs to throw a perfect throw. You know what I mean? So if you can stay close enough to where he's really got to drop it in there, then you just tip your hat to him. So good, nice play by the defense.
4 wide again. He's back to pass, continuing to throw a lot more than what we were expecting. They try to throw a screen pass. The carry-on was out there right in the middle of that to break it up. Really, if you're Monahans, you're just glad that ball didn't pop up in the air. Wasn't much. If he caught that ball, it wasn't going anywhere because carry-on was right there. But you're lucky that one doesn't pop up in the air. And you're looking at 3rd and 10 instead of maybe an interception. So 3rd and 10, it stops the clock with 2:19 to play in the 2nd quarter. They're trying to double dip. The Mustangs trying to get the ball back before the half. They'll kick off to start. And the snap is fumbled. It's on the ground. Williams jumps on it at the 40, but it'll bring up 4th and long in another punting situation. Jake's pointing out the weather. If you look to the north of the stadium right here, we do have a really nice shower and the wind's picking up. Looks like we've got some outflow winds because the wind has picked up a lot. I was gonna say earlier, I noticed like, hey, we kind of got some cloud cover and it's nice because the sun was just beaming right in. And some cloud cover, but now it looks like that's turned into a storm. It was out further west and now it's kind of drifted north of the stadium. Like I said, we had a rain shower when we first got here to the stadium, but
I was seeing lightning coming in, so I don't think that the rain or whatever is going to affect the game. But if there's lightning and those clouds are lots close enough to where they would probably put us in a delay.
No delay right now. It looks like for the time being, it's going to be 4th and 15 at the Monahans 40-yard line. Did we call our last timeout right there to try to save the last 2 minutes of this? Or I'm not sure, like, the officials are standing over the ball. We were looking at the lightning detector earlier because it did go off on the other side of the stadium. It's not going off right now. If it goes off, we have to clear the field. And we're not clearing the field, so we have a timeout called.
But I'm with you. Like, I'm wondering. I couldn't see if it was a timeout that was called by one of the teams, or if it was like an official timeout for them to figure out what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we've got a discussion out at the field, out over the ball. Umpire's just standing on the football right now. Maybe that was a timeout.
Yeah, I guess it is. Play ball.
We never saw a good signal to the press box. Of course, they're not signaling to us; they're signaling to the home press box.
We still have one timeout and
on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
So you've got number 6, Jacob Chavez, back to punt. Logan Wynn is going to go back to the Mustang 25-ish, 20-25 line.
He's kicking right into that wind.
Chavez puts it up, and the wind does hold it up. Really short punt. Takes a decent Monahans bounce. It'll roll down to near the 20-yard line, so not as bad as it looked initially. Got a pretty good bounce out of that. They'll spot it. Looks like at the 21-yard line, the Mustangs will take over 147. And I don't know if we still have a timeout or not. I don't know.
That's what the scoreboard says, so we kind of got to trust it. I was really nervous right there that ball was going to kick into Maddox McDonald because it was so short, you know. But he avoided it, and so now the Mustangs have a real good opportunity to try to get some points here before the end of the half. They're also with the wind, and it's a significant wind right now. It's blowing really well. So being with the wind right now, I think, is a real advantage for the Mustangs.
Yeah, 3 wide receivers. Medley in the backfield with Brown. They go in around to Logan Wynn. Logan gets around the corner, spun around from behind. A nice tackle from number 14, Hayden Morris. He's got an interception earlier, and that was a big tackle because if he doesn't get his hands on Logan, Logan might still be running.
And that was a nice play by Logan, too. He did a great job of setting his blocks up and finding where the seams were there on the defense. Great run by him.
Martin back to pass, plenty of time, letting it fly. McDonald down the middle, into Monahans territory for a touchdown.
Yeah!
70-yard touchdown strike, Cooper Martin to Maddox McDonald.
What a throw by McDonald. I mean, you know, I don't want to, I'm trying not to like toot my own horn here, Nathan, but I did say something about the wind, and that ball was just right down the middle, and there was no catching him on that play. Really, really, really nice throw, nice route, nice catch.
Hey, you heard us talking about explosive plays before this game. There's one of them right there, 70 yards from Martin to McDonald. Mustangs trying to tack on an extra point to make it 14-6. Swanson right down the middle, and it's 14-6, 1:13 to play, just 2 plays. They go 70 yards there, and we'll be right back here on the Shallow Water Sports Network.
You can feel that momentum changing, man.
As Shallow Water continues to grow and improve, so does our school district. Our students are successful in all aspects of public education, from academics, athletics, theater, ag, band, UIL, and more. Shallow Water ISD is truly blessed by everyone that is a part of our school system because of a community that is second to none. Shallow Water ISD, in a class of our own.
Welcome back quickly here to Monahans, 14-6. Mustangs 2 plays, 79 yards. Capped off with a 70-yard touchdown pass from Cooper Martin to Maddox McDonald. The big explosive plays that we were talking about. RD's keys to the game, get those explosive plays. And there's a big one right there as they strike right before halftime because they will kick off to start the 3rd quarter. Monahans won the toss and deferred, so that was a big score for the Mustangs to get out front here. Swanson kicks this one down around the 10-yard line. Carried out across the 25. I don't have 25 on my roster for Monahans either.
That was number 30, though, Aiden Miller for the Mustangs making the tackle. And he did a really good job of staying home and then putting his head in there and just driving the runner back. That's what you want to see.
It's a 105, and now you are thinking, keep everything in front of you, because if and we don't know what their field goal kicking situation's like, but they're kicking right into the wind.
Yeah.
They're throwing into the wind. Just keep this in front of you. Let's get to halftime with a 14-6 lead. Pittman's got 4 wide receivers. Williams going out to his right. Again on that curl route. They seem to like that. The Mustangs probably content to let him have that for about 6 yards. He set up 2nd and 4, but the clock's running. I believe Monahan still has 2 timeouts. They might try to get near midfield before they let one fly here. Clock running. 35 seconds. Pittman, the swing pass out to Williams. Got some room to run. He got away from a couple guys. There's a late flag from the back judge. He just threw that flag like 35 yards, 40 yards. He's
with the win too, Nathan. That's why.
Yeah. So let's see what the official, the line judge on the other side, head linesman, dropped a flag too. So we'll see what the call is. I'm assuming hold or something of that nature.
Oh, what's he pointing at? Is he pointing at a spot or is he?
Yeah, they're going to mark it off from, it looks like, the 38.
There were at least 3 Mustang jerseys that almost got pulled off on that play. So they could have picked which one they wanted to call the hold on if that's what it was.
Well, Clanahan was working on an interception in the backfield.
Yeah. For
a second, I thought he was going to get his hands on that coming off the right side.
Baze Barker got held up, inside. His jersey was getting pulled off. So there were several different places that you could have called that.
So they go from the 39 back to the 29. Looks like that was a holding call. Still 2nd down. But now just 25 seconds left on the clock. And there was our last timeout because he signaled. So I don't know. Maybe Monahan's burned one.
They must have because it's showing
4th and 15. Yeah.
And I didn't remember them using one before, so maybe that was them that used it before.
Hey, and one thing I'll say, it's really hard for me to trust the scoreboard sometimes.
Yes.
You don't know. But they do update it, and there's 2 timeouts on their side. Now we're showing with no timeouts. So they're on their own 29-yard line, 25 seconds left. And we haven't said anything really yet. I know we talked about Jake when we came on the air and hit, equipment overheating right as we were trying to start the First United Bank pregame show. We'll have the Kyle Motherall, Edward Jones halftime show right after this, but we're pushing, 85, 90 degrees maybe in the booth. I don't know what you think.
Oh, yeah.
Got to give a shout out to Zach Cole, who came in, brought us a cold bottle of water. We appreciate our whole crew. We got quite a few of us now that travel around. Jake Warren and Zach Cole producing for us, Angel Flores, Tristan Powell, and Kason Eastwood running cameras for us, Bryden Sedberry and Cooper Bunting running stats. Jackson Cole is also running a camera, so we've got a full crew traveling with us now. And
they do a great job, too.
Oh, yeah, they're the best in the state at what they do. They make the production top-notch. We've got the easy job. We just sit up here and watch a football game.
That's right. I just got to pontificate. That's all I have to do.
Zach, my MVP so far, bringing that cold bottle of water. Right. Here's Pittman, hands off to Williams. Williams has some room to run. Middle of the field, he's into Mustang territory.
The clock never stopped. We were just talking about the scoreboard. That clock had 25 seconds on it.
And it still does.
Yeah, there's a flag down on the field, so I don't know what that is about, but when he was getting tackled down here,
they started it.
The clock, they started it as he was going down.
Yeah, and either way, it's coming back. So a nice run, really nice play call, to be honest.
Against a prevent defense like that, so you just hand the ball off and see what you can get before halftime.
Yeah, and he found some room in the middle of the field, is tackled at the Mustang 45, but then the penalty will bring it back. And Coach Vincent is out near the hash mark saying, hey, the clock never ran.
It never ran.
He's telling him to run the clock. And now the line judge is with him. He's got the line judge going out, back judge because that's your job as the back judge. You keep an eye on the clock.
Right.
And if we have trouble with the play clock, you know, like you keep track of all that, but you're also supposed to keep an eye on the game clock. So now it looks like he's letting the white hat know, the white hat talking to the home sideline, saying, hey, it never started. Let's run about 8 or 9 seconds off that.
Yeah, and it's a guessing game. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you know, maybe he's got a better idea than I do, but I would say, I thought it took 22 seconds. That was my thought.
I'm gonna say, if I was a betting man, I'm gonna say 8. Jake says he's got him at 17.
17.1 seconds. Come on, Jake.
Let's see what we got. Let's see what the home press box goes with here. They're relaying it up, so white hat goes. Oh, so we run. What do we got? They're gonna stop at 20.
5 seconds.
They stop at 20.
That's very generous.
I mean, Williams is fast, but I don't know if he's running that fast. I don't know if he's running that fast because he got down the field in a hurry. Beautiful sunset over here, by the way.
Yeah.
And we are finally getting some relief. It's not as hot in here. Now the clock hasn't stopped running. Now look, there's 5 seconds.
Yeah. I don't know why they started. That was after a penalty.
Williams is bottled up. Nice play again. Nice pursuit by the Mustang defense.
A flag on the field, but it was against Monahans, and we declined it already, and so they're running off for halftime.
Yeah, so kind of a wild ending to the half there, but the Mustangs score late. 70-yard touchdown pass to make it 14-6 with under 2 minutes to play, and Mustang defense is able to do their job, keep Monahans off the scoreboard. It'll be 14-6 as we head to the half. Stick around for the Kyle Motherall, Edward Jones halftime show. We'll also try to show you some Mustang band if we can, the Scarlet Steppers. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the Shallow Water Sports Network.
It's strength training in two-a-days, running bleachers and sprint drills. You practice till you can't take another step. Then you practice some more. You love the process because you know that to remain in a class of your own requires exemplary character, sportsmanship, and unrivaled excellence on and off the field.
First United Bank is proud to support the Shallow Water Mustangs and Phillies. You truly embody the spirit of West Texas.
Founded in 1913 and located in northwest Lubbock County, Shallow Water is a place you will find people with small town values who pride themselves in West Texas traditions. Shallow Water is a community you will be proud to call home. Mayor Roy King Potter and the Shallow Water City Council encourage you to stop in and say hello. They want to make Shallow Water the best it can be. Shallow Water, where Texas pride runs deep.
It's strength training in two-a-days, running bleachers and sprint drills. You practice till you can't take another step. Then you practice some more. You love the process because you know that to remain in a class of your own requires exemplary character, sportsmanship, and unrivaled excellence on and off the field.
First United Bank is proud to support the Shallow Water Mustangs and Phillies. You truly embody the spirit of West Texas.
Founded in 1913 and located in northwest Lubbock County, Shallow Water is a place you will find people with small town values who pride themselves in West Texas traditions. Shallow Water is a community you will be proud to call home. Mayor Roy King Potter and the Shallow Water City Council encourage you to stop in and say hello. They want to make Shallow Water the best it can be. Shallow Water, where Texas pride runs deep.
Hey sports fans, are you hungry for a win? Swing by Fred's Garage where we are always cheering for the Mustangs and Phillies. Join us Wednesday through Saturday where you can have breakfast like a state champion and enjoy watching the game on one of our many screens. Have the best pizza in the 806 or even quench your thirst with your favorite beverage. We will see you soon at Fred's Garage where every bite feels like a victory. Noble Fence Company has been in business since 2001. Owners Branham and Lee Noble are proud West Texans born and raised in Lubbock and Texas Tech alumni. Now, Lee and Katie are proud members of the Shallow Water community supporting the Mustangs and Phillies. At Noble Fence, our main focus is customer service. Contractors can be hard to deal with, but our goal is to make your fence job as easy as possible while building the highest quality fence possible. We specialize in customizing a fence to fit your individual needs using only the highest quality materials and unsurpassed workmanship. We strive to build quality fences, but more importantly, quality relationships with the great people of West Texas. Find us at noblefence.com and call or email us today.
As Shallow Water continues to grow and improve, so does our school district. Our students are successful in all aspects of public education, from academics, athletics, theater, ag, band, UIL, and more. Shallow Water ISD is truly blessed by everyone that is a part of our school system because of a community that is second to none. Shallow Water ISD, in a class of our...
It's strength training in two-a-days, running bleachers and sprint drills. You practice till you can't take another step. Then you practice some more. You love the process because you know that to remain in a class of your own requires exemplary character, sportsmanship, and unrivaled excellence on and off the field.
Spirit Mortgage is proud to support the Shallow Water Mustangs and Phillies. You truly embody the spirit of West Texas.
For over 40 years, St. Clair Orthodontics has cared for our patients with the latest and cutting-edge orthodontic care. We see this as our mission field, where we have the privilege to care for you beyond your smile, helping you find confidence, hope, and the smile you've always dreamed of. We truly believe that in this office, thousands of lives will be changed. Start your smile journey with St. Clair Orthodontics by scheduling your free consultation. You can find us online or call us today.
At Zia Lone Star Power Sports, we love to ride. Whether you're hitting the trails, cruising on the lake, or exploring the back roads, there's a ride for every adventure.
When we took the side-by-sides to the canyon, or we raced the Sea-Doo last summer, and don't forget the ATVs on the ranch.
4 locations, endless adventures. Come see us at Zia or Lone Star Power Sports and start making your own family memories.
Hey sis.
Hey Meme.
Hey Dad, I want to talk to you about something.
Hey Mom, I want to tell you something.
Hey little bro, I want to talk to you about something. Thank you for being here. Having you in the stands means the world to me.
But I need to ask you something.
Hello, this is important.
So listen up.
I've made a commitment to play the Texas way. That means I play with the respect for others. I will not let my opponent become my enemy. I will not cheat or cut corners.
I made a commitment to play the Texas way. That means I play with the control of self.
I will slow my anger down. I will act based on the standards.
I've made a commitment to play the Texas way. That means I play with the spirit of competition.
I will bounce back when I get knocked down.
I will compete with the passion to be my absolute best.
So my question for you is this. Will you commit to support me the Texas way?
That means having my back. That means cheering loudly.
But it doesn't mean putting other people down.
It doesn't mean yelling at the ref.
It doesn't mean let your passion become a distraction.
You say it, Coach says it too. My actions are about more than just me.
It's about representing the name on the front of the jersey and the back.
It's about more than a scoreboard.
It's about using sports to become all that I can become.
And I couldn't do it without you, and I wouldn't want to.
I've made a commitment to the Texas way.
Will you make it with me?
Will you make it with me?
Will you make it with me?
I've made a commitment to the Texas way. Will you make it with me?
Welcome back to Monahans, and welcome into the Kyle Motherall, Edward Jones post-game show on the Shallow Water Sports Network. Nathan Riojas here with Brad Miles, and we're having a good time tonight. I got to tell you, it has been wild. I don't know. We tell people when when we talk to people in the community and about Shallow Water Sports Network and all of our broadcasts, everybody's very complimentary, and we appreciate that. I don't know if anybody really appreciates or even understands all of the work that Jake and Zach and all these guys do to make this broadcast possible. We're always going to some new place. We never know what's going to happen. Today's a great example. I mean, as soon as we got here, like Jake's plugging stuff in, he said there's no power.
Right.
This isn't. So we're going to each we find the breaker box over there. We flip a few breakers. Okay, now we got power. Stuff starts overheating right as we're getting ready to start the first United Bank pregame show.
At 6:30.
Yeah, and so transmitters aren't working, so we can't use all the cameras that we brought. Internet goes down for the guys keeping stats, so we lost our stats. I mean, it's been insane.
Well, fortunately, Nathan, my mind is like a computer, and so I have been diligently documenting stats in the first half, and so I'm anxious to deliver.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm anxious. I'm really excited to hear all that stuff.
Yeah. So Rylan Brown had a great first half. He ran the ball consistently, ran hard. He had 728 yards rushing in the first half, and so it was a really a great first half. And Cooper Martin, a couple of interceptions early on in the game, but seemed to settle down. 420 yards passing for Cooper. Maddox McDonald with a 70-yard reception, and that one actually is real. So that was good. And then the defense, linebackers are making plays. The defensive line is making plays. I think I've got Base Barker with 42 tackles. So we've had a really good, Nathan, we've had a really great first half.
I don't know if you'd want stats any better than that.
That's the best stats. And if we can make them whatever we want.
We do need to give a shout out to Derek Blair and the Caprock Financial Group. They are our official stat sponsor this year, and they're sponsoring the post-game show. So the Caprock Financial Group post-game show will take place right after this game here in Monahans, and we'll wrap everything up. But like I said, not a lot going according to plan, but you wouldn't know. It may not be our best, but it's still the best broadcast around. We appreciate what all these guys, they're scrambling or have been scrambling behind the scenes, but sun has gone down now, so it's not as hot. I do think at this point it's cooler outside than it is in the booth now.
Well, I've been able to put some of my clothes back on, and so that's been really good after the first half. Really good for Nathan, especially. And he's so grateful.
One more sponsor that I want to mention, Noble Fence, because that's one of my favorite parts of our broadcast now. Started last year with basketball, and we did it in football too. The Noble Fence defensive stand, and we had several of those. As we'll recap the first half here. The Mustangs got the ball after Monahan won the toss. They deferred to the second half. So Mustangs received the opening kickoff, started at their own 15-yard line, went on a 12-play drive, got into Monahan's territory, largely on the back of Rylan Brown, who we came out, we talked about how much they were going to throw the ball, and here we go, right off the bat, giving it to Rylan Brown. We get down in Monahan's territory, we turn it over with one of those interceptions. Monahans that started at their own 13-yard line Again, a noble fence, defensive stand by the Mustangs. Force a punt. Mustangs go 3 and out, though. Give it right back. Now, on Monahan's second possession, starting at their own 27-yard line, so deep, kind of in their own territory, Mustang defense forces a fumble that we recover out at the Monahans 40-yard line. Looked like maybe a big turning point early in the game. The Mustangs give it right back on the next play. Another interception. And this was at the 3:21 mark there in the first quarter. So after that, Monahans, starting at their 30, kind of got something going really largely on one big run play from Monahans quarterback Dylan Pittman. He had a long run to get them into Mustang territory, but they go 5 plays, 70 yards. It was capped off by a 30-yard touchdown pass. They threw a touchdown pass to number 10, Jason Munoz. It was called back because of holding. Back it up 10 yards, run the same play, and they got the same results. At this time, no penalty. They did kind of botch the hold on the extra point, didn't actually get a kick away.
And
so
good
it was
pressure on that, too, on that extra point.
So it was 6-0 with 42 seconds left to play in the first quarter. The Mustangs don't respond. They take over at the Monahans 39-yard line after a really good kick return from Ryland Brown. They go 39 plays in 5 yards, 14-yard touchdown run to cap off that drive from Ryland Brown. That was at the 10:29 mark in the second quarter. Braden Swanson's extra point is good at 7-6. Another noble fence defensive stand. The Mustangs forced a 3 and out, a drive that started at the Monahans 10-yard line. So the Mustangs, with no return on the punt that went out of bounds, start at the Monahans 49-yard line. They get a 28-yard field goal attempt that hit the right upright. And that wind may have helped kind of push that out
that was
to the right a little bit.
Nathan, that was my fault.
No, totally
I said
the
he was
wind.
going to make it, and that I cursed it. It was my fault.
You look at the flags, wind blowing from behind our back out of the east. Push that to the right, hits the upright, still 7-6. Mustang defense again, another stand. They force a punt after what was a 7-play drive for Monahans. And Mustangs take over with 1:47 at their own 21-yard line. You thought, okay, they need to do something because they got a kickoff to start the third quarter, and we didn't know how quick they could score.
Right.
2 plays, 79 yards. It was a 70-yard touchdown pass from Cooper Martin to Maddox McDonald. He hit him around midfield, and Maddox ran it the rest of the way in. Extra point's good. It's 14-6, and that's where we stand now. So a slow start. Couple of turnovers early, but Cooper Martin has settled in. Looks like kind of gotten his confidence back in the passing game, and the Mustangs up 14-6 now.
And I have a correction from the first half too. Number 70 is actually he's actually number 32, Bryce Cooper. So they're switched. In the second quarter they switched him out with number 70 so that he could play offensive line if they needed him to in that second half. So we'll see him kind of switching jerseys a little bit depending on where they want to play him. And that leads me to one thing Coach Benson was talking about, and it's going to come into play here in the second half. This team, different than last year, this team is just not nearly as deep. And so a lot of these guys, especially our guys on the offensive and defensive line, well, it's the same line. They're playing both sides of the ball a lot. A lot of them, they're going to play a bunch of snaps. They don't have a lot. Last year we were really blessed because we could play offensive line and then defensive line without doubling over too much. But this year those guys are playing both sides of the ball, and that's happening all over the field. So it's going to be really interesting to see in the second half that conditioning come into play. You know, what do they look like playing both sides of the ball? And it'll be good for the coaches to kind of note that going. You know how your wide receivers are going to do in your secondary, but what are those offensive and defensive linemen going to look like as we get on into the game?
Yeah, to revisit some of the keys to the game, RD's keys to the game back in the First United pregame show. We talked no yards after contact for Monahans ball carriers. Wrap those guys up. You know the defense is so fast they're going to rally to the ball, but you got to make that tackle, and I feel like they've done a pretty good job of that. Like you said, maybe outside of that one run from Pittman on their scoring drive, they've done a good job of limiting yards after contact.
Majestic Williams, they've really bottled him up. He has not gotten a lot of yards rushing the football, and so they really have done a good job of really holding him in check.
Yeah, and to Dylan Pittman's credit, we said make them throw the ball. That's probably your recipe for success, and he's done a really good job.
Absolutely.
Much better, much improved passing game for Monahans this year. And then we talked about the explosive plays. Didn't see many of them, saw some good plays in that shallow water offense, and then the big explosive play to make it 14-6 right before the end of the half. So Swanson has it teed up. We did have a little rain shower north of the stadium. It's kind of shifted the wind a little bit. And right now, Swanson kicking into that wind. We'll kick it down around the 10. Again, it's muffed. We pick it up on the ground inside the 10-yard line. Nowhere to go. The Mustangs are all over it. And really bad starting field position for the Lobos here in the third quarter.
That was great coverage. You know, sometimes those muffed punts can turn into big plays for the returning team because everybody kind of breaks down and you lose contain. But a good job of staying in lanes and being aggressive but being under control to make that tackle and bring him down inside the 5-yard line.
Yeah, looks like they're going to spot it. Well, the head linesman is standing at the 9, so now the umpire backs up. Yeah, the umpire was about to put the ball on the 5, and no, they put it at the 9-yard line.
I feel like they could just move it back to the 5.
They're giving him forward progress. He got pushed back inside the 5-yard line. He started about the 10 and then was going east and west, and they're going to spot it at the 9. But a nice opportunity right out of the gate for the Mustang defense. 3 wide receivers for Pittman. Again, Williams in the backfield. Williams will get the first carry, trying to bounce outside. He does find some room out across the 15, across the 20, and a first down run for Majestic Williams to get this Monahans drive started.
That was a really nice run. He kind of broke down on the right behind the tackle and did a little juke step and then sprinted to the outside and just outran the defenders to the corner. So a really nice play by Majestic.
Yeah, we talked about the Mustangs' pursuit, especially from the linebacker position. Carry on and ride out and made a couple of good plays coming downhill, and right there he made, like you said, stop behind the tackle, froze him a little bit, and created some room off the edge. This time Pittman keeps it, finds a little room up the middle, but he is stuck. I believe that was Carry-On again.
Yeah, it was Byron Carry-On just coming up and making a big hit there. Way to stick your head in there, young man. I like to see that.
Picked up about 6, though, to set up 2nd and 4. Not a bad play. He just paid heavily for those 6 yards.
Yeah. Well, that's what you want. I mean, you know, I got to speak to the team one time last year, and what I told them was like, look, when they wake up Saturday morning, let them know that they played the Mustangs. You know what I mean? You know, be physical at all times.
Mustangs loading up the box. Here's a handoff inside. They show option to the outside. They hand it off. And I'm trying to get a number for Monahans. So many Mustangs right there on the ball.
And once again, this is really good. This is a well-coached, disciplined defense because they didn't take this. They didn't take that pitch. They didn't take that fake. They stayed at home and were able to bring that inside runner down.
No gain on the play. It's 3rd and 4. An opportunity to get off the field. Here's that curl route. Popped up and intercepted. Cruz Dixon with the turnover. And they saw that curl route over and over in the first half and make an adjustment and get an interception.
I was going to say something about it in the first half, like they were having a hard time. They were having a hard time with the tight end is curling up and the middle backer wasn't getting out quite quick enough. So what they did was they dropped Garrett Boschma back into that zone, and he reaches up and gets a hand on it, and that allows Cruz Dixon to come up and make a play. Great adjustment by the Shallow Water coaching staff. Excellent adjustment and a great play by the defense.
Well executed tip drill, and it looks like there's a flag on the play, so we'll see. It looks like they might add on personal foul
on Monahans.
Monahans, so it'll be half the distance from the 21-yard line. Great opportunity for the Mustangs to start this third quarter. Defense does its job, not only getting a stop, but getting a turnover deep into Monahans territory. They'll start just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line, but couldn't have scripted it much better if you're the Mustang coaching staff. Get a turnover, and now you're starting your first drive at the 11. Medley in the backfield with Rylan Brown and Cooper Martin. He will follow Medley left side, pulled down. No horse collar tackle. Nice. That's what Cooper Martin's looking at the official like, hey, is that a horse tackle? But
nice play by Hayden Morris, the senior on the Monahans football team, getting in the backfield and making that play.
So back it up to the 13 now. 2nd and 12 from the 13. They can get a first down at the 1-yard line. Martin rolling to his right. Now going to work his way back left. He's got a lot of room. Throws it in the back of the end zone. And maybe had some room to just run that one in.
I appreciate that he threw that ball. I mean, I do, because he had 2 wide receivers that were over the back of the end zone. But he might would have scored if he'd have just kept running. I mean,
he
there
had
was
Boschma.
nobody.
Yeah, he had Boschma out front.
Right.
I thought, just follow 77
just
to the end zone.
77. And that was, he showed, Cooper Martin showed there, though he really does have some nice arm talent. That was a rope that he threw into the back of the end zone. It just overthrew it a little bit. But you know, the problem is he can make those throws. You know, just sometimes maybe you shouldn't make them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
honestly, Guajardo and Wynn looked like they couldn't decide who was supposed to catch that ball.
Yeah.
In the back of the end zone. If one of those guys had really just gone after it, it might have ended up scoring.
It was
that.
a playable ball. It was definitely playable.
Now it wouldn't have mattered because if you see there was a flag on the play. And we've moved it back now to the 26-yard line. So it's 2nd and 25 from the 26. So we get to replay the down, but now a pre-snap penalty, another false start. And I think they're calling those on our wide receivers. I think that's all coming from the outside.
Because it's the outside guy who's calling, and it's just, I mean, it looks like it's something about the way that receiver's lining up. And you can see Logan Wynn coming back to the huddle like, I'm not sure. He's got his hands out like, I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're like just getting off the ball that quick, or like you said, if they're lining up across the line of scrimmage, which usually in high school football, as the line judge, you're over there kind of communicating that wide receiver back up or whatever. You're trying to help them line up correctly, so you don't have to make a bunch of those calls. Rylan Brown, right side, gets across the 20, or across the 30 to about the 28, but still going to be 2nd and 27. They got it down to the 1-yard line.
And you know, they're into the
third
wind.
now.
No, maybe the wind's a little, maybe going across.
Yeah, a little more out of the east. When that thunderstorm was out there, now it kind of kicked up out of the northeast.
Just thinking field goal.
Yeah, Martin under some pressure, spins out of it. Got some room to the left.
Just run, baby.
Has some room to run in the middle of the field. Breaks outside the hash, picks up a block.
He's got a chance.
From his wide receivers, dives to the pylon. Touchdown, Cooper Martin. What a play from Cooper Martin.
He just did. He's so fast, and and the problem is he stays alive so long, and when he does, then the containment breaks down, and when he cuts back to the other side, there's just nobody at home, and that's they can exploit that on this defense all game long, and he's just faster than everybody in the Monahans defense, and you can see it right there. He just outran everybody to the pylon.
Yeah, what a block from Gavin Guajardo.
Yeah.
Give him some props. He made that possible. And Swanson tacks on the extra point, 21-6 on a crazy 28-yard touchdown run from Cooper Martin.
Yeah, what was it? Was it like it was 3rd and 26? Is that what we said? Is that what
yeah,
we said?
I want to say 3rd and 27 from the 28. I gave him a 28-yard touchdown run, and they cash in the Cruz Dixon interception for the first 7 points of the second half, 21-6. We'll take a quick break and be back with more Mustang football here on the Shallow Water Sports Network.
At Zia Lone Star Power Sports, we love to ride. Whether you're hitting the trails, cruising on the lake, or exploring the back roads, there's a ride for every adventure.
When we took the side-by-sides to the canyon, or we raced the Sea-Doo last summer, and don't forget the ATVs on the ranch.
4 locations, endless adventures. Come see us at Zia or Lone Star Power Sports and start making your own family memories.
Welcome back to Monahans. Nathan Riojas and Brad Miles here with the Shallow Water Sports Network crew. It's 21-6 now. We were kind of laughing as we went off the air. I think officially that's a 3-play, 11-yard drive, capped off with a 28-yard touchdown run from Cooper Martin. It was 3rd and 27 from the 28, and he catches the pylon. Got a block from Gavin Guajardo. Kickoff return now for Monahans. out to about the 25-yard line, and that's where they'll start their second drive of this second half. But nice start to the second half for the Mustangs.
It couldn't have gone any better. You know, you get the turnover, and then you even though you get behind with some penalties, you're still able to execute and make a great play. The good thing about an athlete like Cooper Martin at the quarterback position is that even when everything breaks down, he still has the ability with his legs to make something a touchdown play out of nothing. You know, and so if you're Monahans, you're like, look, we played that defensively pretty well, and he still scored, and that's kind of how it makes you feel sometimes.
Yeah, it's a backbreaker when you have them, when everything defensively, like you said, is going your way.
Yeah.
And then they come up with a play like that. Williams with a run there on first down picks up a few. Looks like
we experienced that.
2nd and 7.
We experienced that from Paradise in the playoffs. Like that's the way I felt in that Paradise game.
Had him behind the chains.
Yeah, that quarterback, it would be 3 guys hanging off of him, and he'd throw, a 15-yard first down. So if you have an athlete at quarterback, it helps you with those plays.
So a little side note here on the scoreboard, I was going to write down, trying to chart these drives, like when that drive started, never stopped after the kickoff. So it ran down inside of 8 minutes and 20 seconds, hadn't stopped yet.
They're struggling with the scoreboard. I keep looking over there, and the down and distance is often not right. So it's first game for everybody.
See, they stopped it. They stopped it now. Did he get out of bounds? Did he get out of bounds?
I didn't look like he was calling that he was in.
Yeah, so they've stopped it now. Whatever. It's 3rd down and 2.
It makes up for running it last time.
Yeah, they did kind of run some unnecessary time off.
Right.
Yeah. But it's hard when you're trying to keep up from here. But
we're averaging it now.
Yeah. From the 35, Pittman, a keeper, had to change direction, and Rideout wraps him up, but not until after he picks up a first down.
I said in the first half, but I'm really impressed with Pittman. I was impressed with him last year, his toughness and the physical way that he runs with the football, and you saw it there. And also Rideout, I just love the way he plays. His hair is always on fire, and he ran up and is physical at the point of attack, and that's what you want to see from your safeties.
Nathan Molina did not get the tackle on that play, but he kept Pittman from running downhill. He made him bounce outside to where Rideout could get that tackle. So nice play from Nathan Molina as well. Williams this time, right side, now a cutback, and he's bottled up behind the line of scrimmage.
And that was that right there was number 40, Tate Dodd, and I mean he beat his man at the snap. Just a great move to get past his man, and then was able to chase that down from behind.
So Williams stands up and looks a little wobbly. His teammates actually kind of picked him up, and now Pittman will lay down. He looked a little woozy when he got up. Like I said, it was bear hug from one of his offensive linemen, just picked him up. Not good if you're a Monahans fan, and hopefully nothing serious, because we were talking about a great play, like you said, from Tate Dodd, and one of the things that's going to be really hard for us in the booth this year, they fly around so fast, and so many guys get to the ball. It's like, well, who got there first?
That's right.
And who's on the bottom of the pile? Because Dodd was there, good backside pursuit, because it looked like initially he had a cutback lane.
Yeah.
But it closed up real fast.
Yeah, Dodd did a great job of getting penetration, but then coming back. You know what I mean? Going back, working his way back to the line of scrimmage to take away that cutback, and he's a good enough athlete where he can do that. So excellent play by the defense. Boy, we hope Majestic Williams is okay. That is a talented young man. He is a super fast, really talented running back.
Yeah, and he looked kind of woozy, we thought, but then they were looking at his ankle, so I don't know. But he walks off the field under his own power, so.
Looks like maybe he'll be back.
Yeah, good sign. Hopefully he will. And man, if anything, in early season games, that's what you want more than anything as a coach. Like, let's come out of this healthy.
Healthy, yeah, exactly.
And
I remember, Rylan Blackburn.
Oh yeah.
Early on in the season last year, struggling with the knee, and you just hate to see that. You want especially those guys who are seniors like Majestic. You hate to see them missing time on that last year.
So right now they're lining up 3 wide receivers, clock running again. It's 2nd and 10. Maybe 10 and a half. They're going to give him the line of scrimmage though. As Pittman drops back, he's got time. There's that curl route again, and again he's got Lucas Chavez for a nice chunky yardage to set up 3rd and about 1.
You know, against zone coverage, Nathan, that throw, if you have a good route and a good throw, that is a really hard throw to cover because he's just settling right in the soft space in that zone. And so good job for number 12, Lucas Chavez, to see that and find that, and then a great accurate throw by Pittman.
Pittman this time with the handoff, and several Mustangs in the backfield. Boschma maybe the first one back there, but another tackle for loss and a big play for the defense.
Yeah, Sebastian Valenzuela for Monahans he never really had a chance to get up ahead of steam on that one. Lots of Mustangs in the backfield.
Boschma, and I think that's true at Vaughn, in there to defensive tackle position. Bryson Richardson, all those guys push the line of scrimmage back, and it looks like we're getting set to receive another Jacob Chavez punt. You could chalk that up as a Noble Fence defensive stand. Loss of 2 on 3rd and 1 to make this 4th and 3, but you are in the area of the field where you might think about faking this. But he rugby styles it. Yeah, that was a true rugby style punt. It's gonna roll down inside the 25 and stop just north of the 20-yard line. They'll spot it probably right on the line. That's what you do as an official. You put it.
Just put it on the.
If it's close to the line, you put it on a line. It just makes it easier for everybody. So yeah, we'll start at our own 20-yard line here. With 4:40 to play, 3rd quarter going by a little bit quicker than those first 2 quarters did.
And don't you think, at this point, like, if you're up by a couple of scores here, and it feels like at this point, if you're the Mustangs, now maybe you want to try to run the football, maybe try to, ball control a little bit, take some time off the clock.
Yeah, bad snap. Martin picks it up behind him. He's just got to improv, and he'll slide down. Big loss on the play, back to the 11-yard line, a loss of 9. So now 2nd and 19. And it looked like that's what we were about to do. It looked like we were going to start, we were going to try to run the ball.
But now you got to throw it. I mean, now you need to make some yards because you want to get this first down so you can hold on to the ball. So you're going to have to get the ball to some of these outside receivers to try to get some yardage.
4 wide receivers, Blackshear, Wynn, check into the game, and they hand it off inside, really nowhere to go. Looked like maybe a yard out to the 12-yard line. The head linesman didn't move very much. So we'll say a gain of 1.
Yeah.
But now 3rd and 18. And I think maybe right there they were trying to get to 3rd and manageable.
Right.
Didn't work out that way. I was trying to name the wide receivers thinking.
Yeah, so maybe we'll get a toss here, right? Yeah. But I'm with you. Like now, though, I mean, you want to play this pretty safe. Like the one thing you can't have happen is a turnover down here. So whatever you do, you just want to make sure that you're maybe give yourself a chance, but don't get greedy.
Martin with Brown in the backfield, is back to pass. Good time. Goes across the middle, and it was in and out of the hands of Maddox McDonald. He got his hands on the ball, still short of the first down. I mean, it would have, but it would have been close. Maybe a tough decision on 4th down, but now after the incompletion, looks like it'll be a 3 and out for the Mustangs, and just too much to overcome. You lose 9 yards on 1st down. Hard to overcome that. Not a bad effort. Monahans kept it in front of him. It might have, but he breaks a tackle. It might have been a 1st down.
He would have had to break a tackle to get it. But, yeah, there was some mustard on that throw, too. And he kind of snow-coned that one. You know what I mean? Like it would just kind of went through his hands.
Pre-snap penalty. Mustangs move, but it looked like Monahans might have jumped into the neutral zone. They kind of sensing their opportunity to get back in the game. They were eager to get after that punt and took off a little bit too early.
Well, and I just want to remind everybody what you said earlier on is Rylan Brown back there to punt, And so, like, I get that you want to put the punt block on. That makes sense, but, boy, you better stay in your lane because he can make you pay if you don't.
Yeah. Yeah, no, how awesome is that to have him back there?
Right.
Well, and even in years past with Clayton knowing as well as he could throw the ball. It's
Right,
like,
yeah.
It's nasty when you've got a quarterback or a backup quarterback back there as your punter. And Ryland, not just a running back, though, back there. His first punt was great.
Oh, yeah. That's another pretty good one.
Into the wind. It'll be around midfield. It went out of bounds. And this is where you're really working that official on that spot.
Yeah.
Like, no. That was the 45. See, look at him. See him take a step back?
Yeah.
He came back to the 47. He said, okay. So they will start in there, or in Mustang territory.
That's, when you're kicking into the wind a little bit like that, or when the wind's doing crazy stuff, you want to, that low trajectory spiral kick is what you want to do. And so he just trying to get that to the boundary.
And now they move it to midfield. So,
That's where it should have been. That was good.
We'll take it. 3:12 to play in the third quarter as Monahans starts their third drive of this third quarter. Pittman back to pass. He's got time, taking a shot down the field. Connor Shires is right there.
It's a fight for the ball. I'm telling you, they both caught that pass. Mustang, he gets up with the ball. I don't know how you. You're
dual possession as a back judge. You're supposed to give that. It's like tie goes to the runner in baseball. The tie goes to the wide receiver in football. That was pretty close. Connor Shires, nice recovery there.
Yeah.
To get his hands on that ball. But
the ball, it was a little bit underthrown.
Yeah.
If it had been on the money, it would have been a walk-in touchdown. So, but good job of Connor Shires getting back into the play.
So Munoz gets credit for the reception. Even though Shires was trying to sell it, Connor came up celebrating, but they'll have it at the 7-yard line, first and goal. Handoff inside, and not a lot of room to run. Again, that's number 24. What is it? Sebastian Valenzuela.
Yeah, and then number 70, Bryson Cooper. Bryce Cooper is number 70, not number 32.
32 on our roster.
On that play.
And when you came up at halftime and told us that, it did make me feel a little bit better. That we didn't just make a mistake. 70 wasn't left off the roster. It's Bryce Cooper. He's supposed to be wearing number 32.
Yeah. And he will probably in the fourth quarter.
Keeper for Pittman, again, nowhere to go. Boschma was right there. A handful of other Mustangs. Everybody coming in. The linebackers in the secondary. Everybody was in the line of scrimmage to set up third and goal from the 4 now.
But now you want to watch those slant routes. You want to watch. If you're a cornerback, you cannot let the receiver cross your face. Here close to the end zone like this.
Yeah. They've done a good job of leaking out that tight end too.
Yeah,
Lucas Chavez is lined up near side. He could slip out of the backfield. Vincent was running down the sideline to call a timeout. He got it. Something that they didn't like on the Mustang side. So we'll talk it over here on third and goal from the 4. Like I said, something they didn't like. I got to get used to saying Valenzuela's name. It was almost automatic to say Majestic Williams, but now Sebastian Valenzuela.
Right.
And obviously 2 downs to try to score here. You got to get in the end zone. It's a 2-score game, just 1:11 left in the third quarter. You've got 2 downs to play with. So we talk about sliding somebody out, maybe the tight end or a running back. Do you do that on third down? Or do you wait till fourth down?
To me, it kind of feels to me a little bit like how confident are you in your kicker? Because at this stage of the game, a field goal could actually help you a lot. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a bad thing to take the points because you still have the whole fourth quarter. The only question is, how do you feel about your defense's ability to stop the Mustangs in the fourth quarter? You know what I mean? If they can hold on to the ball, you might not get very many more opportunities. But for me, if I was coaching Monahans, I would be thinking about two plays here. If we don't get, I'd run it on third down, and if we don't get in the end zone, I've got another play on fourth. That's what I would do.
Well, Majestic Williams checks back into the game. He's in the backfield for this third down play. Everybody in tight. Looks like a power run situation. Williams gets the handoff, gets down near the goal line. They're going to spot him at the 1-yard line, maybe right inside the 1-yard line. I think that's Bryce Cooper again.
Touchdown saving tackle that time. Look, once again, it looked like they had Williams bottled up in the backfield, but he just was patient and waited for that block to open up and then made a nice cut into it.
Yeah, sidestepped the initial tackle, and Cooper saves a touchdown for now. It's 4th and goal from the 1. A big play late 3rd quarter as Monahans trying to get back in the game. Williams again up the middle and no room. The Mustangs with the goal line stand.
And that's one of those teams, like, who are you going to say made that tackle? Like, there was 5 guys on top of him as soon as he got the ball. Great play, Chip. McClanahan celebrating. I mean, that was a great play by the Mustang defense. And let's give some credit to the coaching staff, because whenever you see 5 of your players around the ball like that on 4th down and 1, that's because you called the right defense, and they were firing those gaps. So really, really great play by the Mustangs to hold Monahans out of the end zone.
Yeah, Mustangs sell out right there, and all of them look like they got in the backfield as he's tackled. And it kind of gives your offense a little bit of room. You're starting at the 4-yard line, 44 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. Martin standing a yard inside his end zone, and he'll take off and run, get some breathing room out near the 9-yard line. So a gain of 5 to set up 2nd and 5. Good solid, kind of safe play call to get some breathing room and set up 2nd and 5, stay ahead of the chains.
That's exactly what he needed to do, because there was a lot of confusion from Monahans at the snap of the ball, and what happened was they didn't have anybody in the box. Like they had just like maybe 4 guys inside the box, and so what you do as a quarterback, you see that. Let's call the draw, call your own number, and try to make some yards off of it.
So we head to the 4th quarter. We love our Noble Fence defensive stands here on the Shallow Water Sports Network.
Defense.
And a goal line stand at that.
Yeah.
It's 21-6 as we head to the 4th. We'll be right back on the Shallow Water Sports Network.
People's Bank is celebrating 25 years of serving our communities. From humble beginnings to now serving customers in 10 communities and 12 locations across Texas, People's Bank has stayed true to their values. They are people that you know. As one of the only locally owned banks in Lubbock, we look forward to continuing to serve our customers and communities. Strength, integrity, local leadership, and people that you know. This is People's Bank.
Welcome back to Monahans, 21-6 as we start the 4th quarter. Nathan Riojas and Brad Miles with the Shallow Water Sports Network crew on the road to start this 2025 season. We were here 2 years ago in Cooper Martin's first start as a Mustang quarterback. He was a sophomore and taking on a 3-year starter in Chino Navarrete. That was a Monahans team that would go on to an undefeated regular season. They went 12-1 that year, 3 rounds deep in the playoffs. Mustangs got him back in Shallow Water last year with a 17-14 win. Right now, holding on to a 2-score lead as we start the 4th. It's 2nd and 4. They'll be, the ball's right at the 10-yard line. So trying to get out of our own end after a great goal line stand from the defense.
I hadn't thought about it. Cooper Martin wants this game. You know what I mean? Because this was a welcome to varsity moment 2 years ago. I don't know if you remember. He was a wide-eyed sophomore, and he looked like it. And then last year, he wasn't the quarterback when we played him. So this is his first chance to get back at him for that game 2 years ago.
5 wide receivers. Martin alone in the backfield. He rolls right, has trouble off the edge, and just flings it away out of bounds. A nice play, heads-up play from Cooper Martin, but a really nice play from Isaiah Marquez. He was one of our players to watch, one of the key players for Monahans on the other side, and senior defensive lineman blowing that play up because it looked like he had some room off the edge. That's what he wanted. Empty backfield, just rolling to his right. Marquez blew it up from the jump.
And really, sometimes for a quarterback, you have to talk about those plays where you just get outside the pocket and throw the ball away. I mean, that is a winning play. That's a winning football play. So great job by Cooper Martin to live to fight another day.
4 wide. Rylan Brown in the backfield breaks the initial tackle, gets out across the 20-yard line, and he's got a first down. So he goes right up the gut to move the chains for the Mustangs.
I'm telling you, when our opponents are watching film from this game, they're going to have to look at their defense and say, look, guys, you're going to have to bring your hat to bring Ryland Brown down. That man, he runs with ferocity, and you saw it right there. Just really got a full head of steam, put his head down, and he makes you pay every time you try to tackle him.
So now 11 and a half minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Mustangs want to see that clock run down. Screen pass out to Logan Wynn, makes the first man miss, trying to get outside. Good tackle from Gavin Cowart from Monahans as Logan almost got loose on the near sideline.
That was such an interesting play. I don't know if you noticed, but number 75 champ Clanahan here on the near side. So at the snap of the ball, it was like a trap look. He crossed the formation to the right side, looked like he was going to block, and so the linebackers flowed that way, and then Cooper Martin throws it back to Wynn on this side. Great play.
Yeah, nice play design from Coach McAllister. Ryland Brown, another handoff. Great blocking off the right side, following Clanahan, and he gets out across the 30 for another first down.
Man, I'm just telling you, like that. He ran for 4 yards before anybody touched him, and that's what you want to see when you're in your first game of the year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Ryland sees that Clanahan is sealing the edge, and he can hit the accelerator right off the bat. He doesn't have to be patient and read a block. He sees that corner, and he's upfield for a first down. This looks like Carry-On in the backfield now. 4 wide receivers. Byron Carry-On gets the carry, bounces outside. Flag down as he gets out near midfield. This one might be coming back, but a nice strong run from Byron Carry-On.
Byron's got some speed to him, you know what I mean? And he's a different kind of runner than Ryland Brown. Like, he's much smoother. His cuts aren't, they don't feel as sudden. But he's so effective. Like, he moves laterally effortlessly. That's what I would say. So, like, on that play, he made 3 or 4 guys miss because, you think he's going to be in one place and he's not. It just really nice little run by Byron, but he came back. So, good job, Byron.
Yeah. Now, 1st and 20, back us up to our own 22-yard line. So behind the chains again, kind of what ended the Mustangs' last drive. They show the screen, go up the slot to Maddox McDonald.
What a catch
in traffic.
What a catch. I mean, he knew he was going to take a hit, Nathan, and he just got up there. He just went and high-pointed that ball and pulled it down and got down. And a great throw from Cooper Martin. That throw, if he had missed on that throw, it's an interception. He put it right where it needed to be. So nice play by the Mustangs.
Yeah, and now 2nd and just 3 to the 38-yard line. 4 wide receivers, 3 to the wide side, closest to us. Again, Carry-On in the backfield. Martin keeps it. He's got room up the middle, makes a couple guys miss. Now bounces to the outside.
Let's go!
Inside the 20, going for the corner. Does he get there? Touchdown, Cooper Martin.
Man, I was celebrating. I was like, oh, good, that's a good little 6-yard play there. And then he makes one guy miss, makes another guy miss. That was awesome. I was just about to talk about how good it is to see a young quarterback making those tight window throws like he made before. A lot of times in high school, you're not asking your quarterback to do that, and they don't do it very often. But he did. He threaded that ball in there, and it was a great ball. But then you see the other dimension of his game, which is, he's got speed and shiftiness, elusiveness, and all of a sudden, it's a 27-6 ball game.
Swanson with the extra point, just inside the right upright. 28-6 now. There's so many things you could talk about on that play.
Yeah.
Makes a great read initially to pull the ball and get around the edge. Gets up the seam, makes a couple guys miss, and then the cutback. But the cutback and none of that possible. The offensive line was like 15 yards down the field. Clanahan, Boschma, all of those guys pushing blocks down the field. And
can I be honest with you too, Nathan? Like the way that this offensive line has dominated the football game, I did not expect that. Okay, like not because I didn't think they were going to be good. I did. I thought they were going to be good, but I thought they were going to be undersized, right? And they were going to be playing guys who were a little bit bigger than them in this game, and they are. but their execution and their effort and their energy at the point of attack, like they have pushed this Monahans defensive line around all game long, and that's really impressive to see, and it's a good sign for them going into the season that they're able to get movement on the offensive line like they are.
Yeah, and like you said, maybe didn't give them enough credit.
Yeah,
to start the game. These guys holding their own, a little bit smaller than what we have been in recent years.
Yeah.
But yeah, no drop off in the push that they're getting at the line of scrimmage.
Exactly. Like, we talked about at the beginning of the game how the past few years, the Shallow Water's blueprint was to just come out and maul you in the trenches. Like, we just wear people out, And I did not expect that we would, but that's what's happening today,
Yeah.
Nathan. They're wearing out this Monahans defensive line.
28-6. That drive started at the 4-yard line after that goal line stand. So they go 96 yards in 8 plays. That was a 61-yard touchdown run from Cooper Martin. So RD calling it with the explosive
That's
plays
right.
tonight.
Good job, RD.
Kick return out across the 25.
Number 14, Trenton Medley, making that tackle.
And he was fired up about it.
That's my man, Trent. He knows what he knows what's up.
Marshall on ball boy duty. Look at Marshall out there getting the tee too. Yeah.
That's very important. I mean, you can't leave that thing on the field. That's very important.
So now 8:52 to play, and Monahans really out of their comfort zone. It's a 3-score game with 8:52 to play here in the fourth quarter. Starting at their own 25-yard line. Pittman back to pass, and he'll take it. Well, I was got to say take off and run. Valenzuela on the sideline.
What a heads-up football play by Pittman. I mean, he did have room to run, like you said, but that was the right play to pull the ball down and throw it out there. That was a really, really heads-up football play by him. You can just really see his maturation as a quarterback today.
Yeah, nice decision. 4 wide receivers now. They're kind of lining up in a hurry. They know they've got to do something quick to get back in this football game. The Mustangs have taken control, really starting late second quarter. It's been all Mustangs. Quick throw outside. And a nice tackle from Logan Wynn.
These cornerbacks, Logan, I would say Logan and Rideout, they're both little, smaller undersized guys, but they are not scared to put their head in there, bro. This secondary plays with some attitude.
Champ signs on the reception. It's 1st and 10. And Valenzuela again. It's Mustangs drop back into coverage, and Monahans is going to take what they're giving him, but maybe the Mustangs okay with that, making them kind of dink and dunk down the field here. They're not going to let anything get over their head anymore. Those are big cushions. We can play press coverage, and you see our cornerbacks, Connor Shires and Logan Wynn, giving a nice cushion, backpedaling before the snap of the ball, and they go again, quick out.
Good job by Monahans of working the sidelines as you see a first down there from Monahans on the sideline. But that's what you got to do. You know they're gonna make you complete it underneath, but catch the ball and get out of bounds, right? Stop the clock, and that kind of elongates the game and gives you a chance.
Logan Wynn on the tackle, he subs out, and now Maddox McDonald, the cornerback, on the far side. Pittman back to throw, clean pocket, going deep across the middle, and just overthrows his guy. Again, really good coverage. It's Daniel Rideout.
Well, and what it is, it's really sound defensive football in the secondary. They're very well coached. They're playing position football. You know what I mean? Like get in the way, right? You know where the guy wants to go, and if you could just keep him from getting there. And they've done a really great job of playing a better game mentally, mentally defensively, because there are going to be some teams that are going to try to out-athlete you in the secondary. But when you're playing scheme right like that, then you're going to be able to beat a lot of people.
Pittman under some pressure there as they throw a screen out to Valenzuela. He's tackled out of bounds. Just waiting to see if there was going to be a flag there. I think that tackle started inbounds, and it just went a few yards out of bounds.
Yeah, and that was our buddy Bryce Cooper making another tackle. So he's had a really nice second half out there.
3rd and 5 now as they try to extend this drive. Pittman throwing it a lot. He's had a clean pocket. He was able to step up and make a throw. This time he's under pressure, gets away from the initial pass rush, still on his feet. There's a flag down in the secondary, but he is inside the 25-yard line. We'll see
I think
if that play stands.
Yeah, I think that's going to be.
Back judge coming to talk to the white hat. He threw his flag down at the 25-yard line, so it was.
That's so tough for a receiver because you're having to hold your block for so long and you don't know where your quarterback is.
Yeah.
And so it's so easy to get caught in a hold on a play that lasts that long.
Probably still.
Oh, that was a contact below the knee against Shallow Water.
Wow. Okay, so I didn't see that. Didn't see that coming. Didn't see that on the play. But now instead of the 25-yard line, they're going to move it down. And the Shallow Water sideline's looking for an explanation too. It makes me feel better when they don't know either.
I don't know that I've ever seen that called on a defense. That sign is for a chop block. You know what I mean? He gave the chop block sign. I'm not sure I've ever seen that called on the defense. And neither have our Shallow Water coaches.
The head linesman had to go get Coach Clanahan out from inside the numbers. But either way, first down at the 15, and Pittman just threw that one out of bounds. He was looking for champ signs again, who's had a couple of receptions on this drive, but.
And Daniel Rideout was closing on that ball so fast. If it hadn't been thrown about 5 yards out of bounds, he might have had a chance to pick that one. So
nice scramble from Pittman, tack on the penalty there. Down into the red zone, 6:46 to play, fourth quarter. Mustangs trying to hold on. And it looked like a false start.
It was close.
Some flinching on the offensive line. The Mustangs, if not, came across early. Here's another slant route inside.
What a nice throw by Pittman too. Can we just talk a little bit about that throw? He just reared back and chunked that ball in there. It was super accurate. A nice route by number 15, Aiden Shoemaker, who's really been a great target for Pittman all game long. But that throw was that was a money throw at this point in the game.
And again, they fooled me at the line of scrimmage. I was thinking false start, and then maybe we're offsides. They call holding, so wipe that play off. And really, like you said, really nice throw, pitch and catch there from Pittman sorry, I already forgot, Shoemaker.
Yeah, Shoemaker, yeah.
And so now back up to the 25-yard line. Running out of time here in the fourth quarter. Clanahan forces the issue. He throws it up the field, and he just overthrew his back out of the backfield. There's one of those times where they sneak Valenzuela out, and he was open. Just maybe give the defensive line some credit, pushed him off of his mark, and he overthrows it.
I think he probably had to let go of that ball maybe a hair quicker than he wanted to because Champ Clanahan was putting pressure on it. But what a great job climbing the pocket by Pittman and making that throw. Just needed to put a little more air underneath it.
3 wide receivers again, and Shoemaker in tight as a tight end. Valenzuela in the backfield, going deep again in the end zone, and we're going to get a pass interference. Yeah. It looked like it was over his head, but Mustangs with some contact, and that'll bail him out. 3rd and 20, it looked like, from the 25-yard line. Do we have multiple flags on the players? One in the backfield as well. So Mustangs might get a break here.
Yeah, they might get a break because that could be just offsetting penalties. Yeah, offsetting.
See if we can get a signal on what those flags were. We had pass interference, obviously, and then they just call holding on the offense. So secondary getting chewed out a little bit right now, but they get to play again. Get another play here.
I got to tell you, though, that you're seeing these holding calls, but it's because these Shallow Water defenders are just able to pin their ears back and go after Pittman, and this offensive line is having a hard time containing him.
Yeah, We talked about Clanahan. You see Boschma getting back there. And how about Tate Dodd? We talked about him in the pregame, finally getting some playing time again. It was just a roster loaded with seniors last year, 29 seniors,
Right.
and the depth chart was crowded, to say the
Yes.
least. And now you see Dodd with the chance to show what he can do. He's going to have a big year, and he's been back in the backfield a lot. Here's the timeout from Monahans. They want to talk about this 3rd and 20 play again. They've gotten some guys open.
They have.
So see if they can cash this in, but they got to have it now. We're just about midway through the 4th quarter, 28-6.
And I think it's smart to stop the clock here too, Nathan. I mean, you know, 'cause you need 3 scores here. So at this point, the clock is your enemy. You know what I mean? Like, you want to get the play right, but you also want to make sure that you're not letting the clock run down. They're going to have to be watching the clock the rest of the game at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
work that sideline, you know, and they have 2 timeouts. So.
Well, we talked about the game last year and the onside kick that Monahans had right before the end of the game. They scored late to make it 17-14. They recovered an onside kick, pretty well executed, except it only went 9 yards.
That's right. Maybe 9.2 yards, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it was close. And you wonder, I mean, how early is too early to go for an onside kick? First things first, you got to score. You got to find a way here to get in the end zone. You've got 2 plays to get down to the 5-yard line. You can get a first down at the 5, but you got to get in the end zone first. But you know they like their special teams.
Yeah, this defense hasn't stopped the Mustangs all day. So if it's me, I'm kicking the onside kick from rear out.
Clanahan in the backfield. Another flag on the ground. This one almost intercepted.
Did he catch that?
Cruz Dixon stepped in front of it, and they're going to say he
caught that,
laying on the ground.
I mean, that went off of Cruz Dixon's hands into the. No, maybe they're breathing. No, they're
well,
not.
There's
a flag. Okay.
Yeah, there's a flag over here. I think Clanahan got held coming off the right side.
He's been held every play in this drive. I mean,
yeah. That's definitely what you're yelling from the stand. There's holding on every play.
Well, honestly, the reason is because he's just sprinting into the backfield. I mean, you're at this point, you don't have to think as a defender. You're just getting to the quarterback, and that makes it really rough on these offensive linemen. Those tackles, it's tough to with a speed guy like Champ. You know, it's tough to block them when they know that your quarterback's going to be throwing.
Bryson Richardson checked in on the defensive line. Just 3 linemen here for the Mustangs. Boschman way out wide, but some fresh legs.
Yeah.
After all that pass rush. And again, they get in. Pittman gets the throw away, but Clanahan hit him hard.
Yeah,
Boschman picking him up.
I feel like we just need to, if we had a camera that could just zero in on Champ right now, because he's having a time out there. You know, he knows that tackle cannot kick step far enough to stay with him on a speed rush, and so he's just blowing by him every time.
Boschman got way out wide too, and you hate that as a tackle. You get set, and then you see that defensive end go way outside. And we're now 4th and 30. Just again going to tee off here. They can get a first down at the 5-yard line, but the penalties have really set them back on this drive, killed their chances to score. Mustangs again applying the pressure up the sideline, and the receiver just never saw the ball.
Looked like he slipped and fell down. That was number 5, Champ Signs, and it looked like he was trying to run like an out or just some kind of stop route out there, and just lost his footing and went down on the field. The throw was right where it would have needed to be if he'd have been able to stay on his feet.
Yeah, so not a bad drive from Monahans. They run it down to the 25, penalty yardage gets them down to the 15, but they go backwards from there.
And you got to credit this shallow water defensive line on that. I mean, because what were there, 3 holding penalties down there? You know, I mean, like the Monahans offensive line was just not able to contain the rush. And that's what caused them, you know, they completed a pass to like the 5-yard line or 6-yard line, but holding penalties, and that leads you now to a turnover on down.
Yeah, I think even with all the penalties, officially 12 plays on that drive, but it ends up turnover on downs. Handoff right side. Jeter gets his first carry of the night for a yard or two. We'll say 2nd and 8, but the clock moving, and that's the most important thing right now.
That's the most important thing, and you're going to see the running backs like coming off and on, to spell, so they got fresh legs in there, and you're going to see a lot of running plays right now.
You've got Medley in at tight end, Jared Vigil at playing an up back position. Rylan Brown now checks into the game. And you'll see everybody from Monahans creeping up towards the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that was a false start. That was looked like 25.
Yeah, looked like Vigil took off a little bit too early.
Yeah.
So back him up 5 yards, and now stop the clock as well at 4:39 to play in this fourth quarter.
I don't know at this point in the game if I would want Cooper running around too much either. You know what I mean? Like you'd hate to get your starting quarterback injured at this point in the game. Just don't turn the ball over. Hold on to it. Take as much time off the clock as you can.
Now Vigil and Brown in the backfield with Martin. He's rolling out to his left, looking to throw it. Lets it fly. Looking for Guajardo down the sideline, and it's incomplete. They got tripped up.
Yeah, there was contact.
Yeah, Gavin Cowart with the coverage, and it stops the clock with 4:09 to play. It's 3rd and 13 after that false start penalty. So they kind of went for the kill shot, knowing that they were going to be playing the run. They go for the shot down the field, and now 3rd and 13.
I like what you said. They're just like throwing it up and letting Guajardo go get it. And we talked about that before the game, that he definitely has that ability. And I think you're going to see some more opportunities like that as the season goes.
Rylan off the right side, stiff arm, and gets out across the 35. They'll mark it at about the 36. So it gets past the original line of scrimmage, but it'll be 4th and 9. Clock running under 4 minutes to play, and Mustangs taking their time getting out on the field. I don't know if they're just going to let it run down and call a timeout. Right now you got Coach Gerber counting heads. He's tapping helmets, making sure. We called a couple timeouts in the first half, running the punt team out there, but we got it all situated now. Just 8 seconds on the play clock. Could almost take a delay too. It's not going to hurt you here. And Coach Vincent burns the timeout, so it works out either way. I don't think
you've got two.
Yeah, I almost thought they were planning to do that the way they had him over here on the sideline. So with 3:19 to play, the Mustangs burn their first timeout.
I think sometimes, I'm sorry, Nathan. I think sometimes it's kind of good though to like get them over here and huddle. So like Monahans is like, oh, they're gonna take a timeout, and then right before the clock, run your guys out there and just see what happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like maybe they're not ready, maybe they're not set up, and then you snap the ball and you have a shot at a first down. You know what I mean? So Coach Vincent does that all the time, and I love that. Like he'll test you. You know what I mean? He does little things like that to test your preparedness on a play, and I think that's what that was. Let's run them out there and see if Monahans get lined up. If they do, we call a timeout.
And you forget about that as a fan watching the first game of the season. They're still trying to figure out where they're going to play everybody, how much they're going to play everybody, especially when you have guys playing both ways. How much do you play them on offense? How much you play them on defense?
That's right.
They're still kind of tweaking a lot of stuff on both sides of the football. There with special teams, maybe you're just seeing like, hey, how many do we need? 12 seconds to to run the punt team out there and get set up, or can we do it in 9 or 10 seconds? You know, like you're almost, like you said, testing it to see in a real game situation down the line, like how much time do we need? That punt goes well out of bounds. Let's see where the line judge stops. He's going to stop at the Monahans 49-yard line. So short punt, but still just 3:13 left to play on the field, or on the clock.
But I always, I love to watch this coaching staff work because they're always putting pressure on the other team, even with a little thing like that. Like, you know, we're doing what you expect us to do. We're huddling on the sidelines, and we're going to let the clock go down and call a timeout. And then with 8 seconds to go, we run out and line up. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be ready all the time against this coaching staff, and I love that. Those little nuances matter, and that's what wins football games sometimes.
3 down linemen and almost a prevent-looking defense from the Mustangs. They were going for Valenzuela in the flat. He had it, just took his eyes off of it, started running before he caught the ball, so it'll be 2nd and 10.
You almost, I mean, to be honest, if he catches that ball, it's a good chance he gets tackled in bounds, and it's almost better to drop it. You know?
Yeah. Well, and they were doing a good job of working the sidelines earlier, getting out of bounds in that previous drive. The penalties just killed it when they got down in the red area. But yeah, the Mustangs sitting back.
It might not be the camera, it's the battery.
Here's another quick out. Another one dropped, just in and out of his hands. So it'll be 3rd and 10 quickly. So the Mustangs look like they're going to wrap up a victory here in Monahans, move to 1-0. The record, not the most important thing early in the year, especially when you're playing 4A teams on the front end of your schedule. You really just want to get ready for district play, and you want to stay healthy. But man, to kind of get some of those pregame jitters, or first game jitters out, settle in, and like you said, it really, since the end of the second quarter, they've come out, got that big play right before the half to make it a 14-6 game, but then have dominated this second half.
That's right, yeah. And, on the flip side, though, too, if you're Monahans, I mean, there's a lot to like about the way your offense played in this football game. They were able to move the ball at times. I think you're disappointed that you weren't able to move the ball to the ground a little more, but some of that was the situation of the game where you were having to throw it some more. But boy, these receivers and Pittman have been pretty impressive in this game, and if they continue to develop, by the time they get to district, they could be a tough out for a lot of teams in their district.
Yeah. A playoff team over the last several years, won 12 games a couple years ago. Kind of a tough year, step back season for them, but also a tough district. I mean,
it's a tough.
When you play that Seminole team and Greenwood, we knew firsthand how good those teams were, and they played Seminole and Greenwood played a great game. I believe at Greenwood last year, Greenwood wins that game. They end up with the 1 seed out of their district. So then Seminole had to play Glen Rose, one of the better teams in 4A Division II, I believe, in the area around, kind of like what you saw with Bushland and Paradise in the area around. And so a tough draw for Seminole. They get knocked out early. Greenwood had a good year last year, and they'll reload. They'll be just as good. So some tough games ahead for the Mustangs. We'll be at Seminole next week. We'll still drive out this way, but we'll get to stop
a
lot sooner. Today, you drive by Seminole, it's like, man, it would be nice if we could just stop right here. But you go to Odessa, you keep driving to Monahans. But Pecos and Canadian come to Shallowater this year.
Yes, praise God for that.
2 road trips that were brutal. Because when you get to Monahans and you still have 45 miles to get to Pecos, it's like, man. And Canadian, when you're in Canadian, you're closer to Dodge City, Kansas than you are to Lubbock, Texas. I did the math on that last year. It's crazy. So not as bad. I mean, the road trip to Idalou is going to be amazing this year.
Oh, yeah.
What a road game for us this year. So, yeah, exciting start for the Mustangs as we are at the 2-minute mark.
Yeah, I think, for the Mustangs, what you saw is, you didn't play your best game, but you beat a pretty good football team, and you beat them pretty handily. And so I think there's a lot of things to be encouraged about for the Mustangs, too. That's a little easier to win, but like projecting forward into the season, man, they got to feel pretty good about where they are as a team. They ran the ball, they passed the ball. On defense, they played really good, balanced defense, and I think this is a really, really tough team in 3A Division I.
Just 11 guys on this roster returning from the varsity roster last year. Oh, man.
Come on, Logan. Get you some.
That was a big hit. Jason Munoz with the reception. Logan with the hit. Logan's even feeling that one a little
Yeah,
bit as he lines back up.
Because Munoz is a tall guy. He's a big dude, but Logan is not afraid to put his head in there, and I love it.
Coaches next door still coaching hard. They'll like you said, they'll improve on so much. I mean, the young group. You remember, just 11 guys returning from the varsity roster last year. A lot of them getting their first start under the Friday Night Lights this week. And so, man.
And a lot of them are these linebackers. And what the coaches are upset about is these linebackers, like identifying that kind of play right there and closing on a little bit quicker. We've seen that all game long with the tight ends that were hooking up, in the seam a little bit. Like the linebackers just a little slow to get there. And so they're going to get better at recognizing those things as the year goes on.
That one batted up in the air, falls incomplete. But again, the pass rush getting home for the Mustangs, and Pittman probably ready to hit the ice bath after this one. These guys have been hit a lot. Give him credit again, like you said, climbing up the pocket, stepping up. He's had some clean pockets too, but then he stood in a couple of times and took some hits late in this game as the pass rush has really teed off. He's stood in there and delivered. Took another hit right there as we're under a minute to play now.
He's a physical runner too, Nathan, and you like to see that.
Yeah, again, Dodd rushing up the field, kind of hurrying that screen pass just a little bit, or that swing pass, excuse me. And now 4th and 4.
There's also been several drops in this game. Like that's a catchable ball that he just threw. And there's been a few of those, especially here at the end of the game. I don't know if that makes a lot of difference, but as good as Pittman's numbers are going to be coming out of this game, they actually could have been a lot better. You know what I mean? Like he's had a really efficient game today.
So 4th and 4, they'll try to keep this drive alive. There's timeout from the Monahans sideline, trying to end this game on a positive note, maybe punch it in if they can. And again, a good teaching moment here for the defense. I mean, all of this with so many new guys out there for the first time, this is an opportunity. And you see we have kind of subbed in. You've got a lot of backups out there now. But and still some of those starters where, hey, these are coachable situations, 4th and 4. How do you play this play? How do you make those adjustments? Because we did see some adjustments. Like you said, that little curl pass was eating us up in the first half. First time they threw it in the third quarter, we pick it off.
Yeah, that's right.
Boschma gets a hand on it. Cruz Dixon with the interception sets up our first drive deep into Monahan's territory. So they are learning on the fly here, and it's going to be a lot of fun this year. They're fun to watch the way they fly all over the place.
Yeah, what you want from in high school football especially, so often execution and effort win you the football game. If you execute, if you're disciplined and you know your responsibilities, and then if you're flying to the ball all the time and you play with energy and effort like that, that's winning football in high school especially, and they've got that in spades.
Rolling to his right, Pittman lets it go, well covered. That's not a bad throw.
That was a good throw, yeah.
And he gave his guy a chance. He was looking for Lucas Chavez. Chavez was well covered, but that was about the only place he could have put that ball without risking an interception. And
Chavez is wanting a pass interference call, and I didn't really see that, but he did run a really good route across the field, and nice job by Pittman to put it on him.
Well, Pittman may be looking for the opportunity to run. You just need 4 yards to extend your drive, but the Mustangs do a good job of stringing that out, making him get rid of the football and trying to make a tough throw. So Mustangs will come out in victory formation. Two of the best words in sports broadcasting, when you can say, here comes our team in victory formation. We'll have to kneel it twice, I think. So it looks like coaches, not quite, I was about to say packing up next door, but they're not. Give them credit. They're not packing anything up next door.
No, they've been, I mean, we're ahead by 3 scores, and they've been yelling like we were behind.
Oh, yeah.
So they're not packing anything up. Those brothers are in it to win it.
No, they will be well coached, and Martin takes a few seconds off the clock before he knees. Maddox McDonald with the celebratory backflip.
Let's go, Maddox.
there at the 5-yard line. He earned it today. Really the play that kind of blew this game open right before half. 70-yard touchdown pass. Max McDonald hauled it in. And that will do it for the Mustangs and the Lobos week 1. They move to 1-0. We'll be in Seminole next Friday night. Stick around for the Caprock Financial Group post-game show. We'll wrap this one up. And we'll hit the road, try to get back home before it gets too late on us. But the Mustangs victorious in week 1.
For over 40 years, St. Clair Orthodontics has cared for our patients with the latest and cutting-edge orthodontic care. We see this as our mission field, where we have the privilege to care for you beyond your smile, helping you find confidence, hope, and the smile you've always dreamed of. We truly believe that in this office, thousands of lives will be changed. Start your smile journey with St. Clair Orthodontics by scheduling your free consultation. You can find us online or call us today.
Noble Fence Company has been in business since 2001. Owners Branham and Lee Noble are proud West Texans, born and raised in Lubbock, and Texas Tech alumni. Now, Lee and Katie are proud members of the Shallow community, supporting the Mustangs and Phillies. At Noble Fence, our main focus is customer service. Contractors can be hard to deal with, but our goal is to make your fence job as easy as possible while building the highest quality fence possible. We specialize in customizing a fence to fit your individual needs using only the highest quality materials and unsurpassed workmanship. We strive to build quality fences, but more importantly, quality relationships with the great people of West Texas. Find us at noblefence.com and call or email us today.
It's strength training in two-a-days, running bleachers and sprint drills. You practice till you can't take another step. Then you practice some more. You love the process because you know that to remain in a class of your own requires exemplary character, sportsmanship, and unrivaled excellence on and off the field.
Spirit Mortgage is proud to support the Shallow Water Mustangs and Phillies. You truly embody the spirit of West Texas.
At Zia Lone Star Power Sports, we love to ride. Whether you're hitting the trails, cruising on the lake, or exploring the back roads, there's a ride for every adventure.
When we took the side-by-sides to the canyon, or we raced the Sea-Doo last summer, and don't forget the ATVs on the ranch.
4 locations, endless adventures. Come see us at Zia or Lone Star Power Sports and start making your own family memories.
It's strength training in two-a-days, running bleachers and sprint drills. You practice till you can't take another step. Then you practice some more. You love the process because you know that to remain in a class of your own requires exemplary character, sportsmanship, and unrivaled excellence on and off the field.
First United Bank is proud to support the Shallow Water Mustangs and Phillies. You truly embody the spirit of West Texas.
Hey guys, it's me, Brad. I'm on the sidelines with two of the heroes of the opening game win against the Monahans Lobos. I'm right here with my man, Champ Clanahan. Champ, great game tonight. Awesome win that you guys took away. I want you to talk to me, if you could, about the play of your defensive line tonight, about how you felt you guys were playing together, and what did you think about that effort out there?
I feel like we played strong and hard. Not very many groups that I've seen that have as much effort as us. We just want it more.
Yeah. Talk about, there are a lot of new guys out there, guys making their first varsity start tonight. So talk about how you felt some of those guys did and what you felt about the learning experience that it was to get this first game under your belt.
I thought everyone did amazing today. We had very few mess-ups considering how many new people we have on the squad, and I thought it was a great game.
Yeah. Thanks, Chip. Great game, buddy. All right, Maddox. So first things first, man, we got to talk about that 70-yard bomb that you caught to really break the game open there in the first half. So talk about that play and tell me what was going on in your head as that ball was soaring through the air toward you, okay?
Yes, sir. We've been talking about that play all week. Like, if the safety rolls down, just run one guy at the other safety. It's going to be wide open. That's it.
And you were. Nice. But I want to say, when that ball came out of Cooper's hand, I thought, oh, he overthrew that. But no, sir, he did not, because you got some wheels on you, bro. You went and got it. That's what I'm talking about. I also want to ask you, tell me about the play of the offensive line tonight, because it looked to us in the booth like they were just dominating. So shout out some of those guys and tell me what you thought about their play.
It was just huge. A lot of people doubted us because we lost so much size, but it's all about the effort you give it in, and we just work so hard in practice every single day, and it showed.
So tell me a little bit about coaching staff. How did you guys feel as the game was being called and everything? What did you think your coaches did to prepare you guys for this moment so well?
They're wonderful. Like, we know that we can talk to them if we have questions, if we have opinions of what we think should work. We can always go to them, and they're going to answer us.
Yeah. Hey, Champ, what about you? Do you have a favorite coach? Is there a favorite coach that you have that you want to shout out right now?
I can't say I can pick a favorite coach. I got to go with the whole coaching staff. I love every single one of them the same.
That's good. Not gonna give any special love to your own father on that. That's fine. That's fine. He'll be fine. Hey, great win tonight. Great time for all of us Shallow Water Mustangs. But this is only game one, baby. We got a lot more of these to go. Y'all have a great night.
What a second half by the Mustangs. Again, a one-possession game, really just going into the locker room. They got a little bit of separation right before the end of the half. They dominated the second half. Monahans with one good drive got down into the red zone, got down to the 1 yard line. It was 4th and goal from the one. The Mustangs at the goal line stand, and then they go 96 yards to answer and really put this game away. And I say they go 96 yards. It wasn't very methodical. They got out near the 30-yard line, and then we get a 61-yard touchdown run. Did we miss all that? Okay, I got a new headset on here. So again, what a second half by the Mustangs. Just dominated in every phase. Defense was so good, made plays, and when we were turning the ball over, the Mustangs did a great job to even out the turnover battle, got some back. Huge plays. We talked about the explosive plays, RD's keys to the game. The Mustangs made a few of them, and then huge defense too all night long. They got the turnover to open the third quarter that set up the first score to make it 21-6. They get the big goal line stand to keep them out of the end zone, keep it at 21-6, and then the big play, Cooper Martin scrambling and going 61 yards to the house on that what ended up being a 96-yard drive. They scored that to make it 28-6, the 9-minute mark of the fourth quarter, and defense shuts them out from there. So, we could tell from the reaction with the coaches right next to us, not as clean a game as they would have liked to have played. They have plenty of coachable moments, but man, what an effort on the road, 3 hours away from home. You've got a bunch of new guys stepping into new roles, and Mustangs are 1-0. They'll have, plenty to learn from this one, but man, you love to learn from these games when you also win them 28-6. So a victorious edition of the Caprock Financial Group postgame show. And what an effort tonight by Jake Warren, Zach Cole, the entire crew. And you go down the list, talk about somebody that's been with us forever, Angel Flores running the camera, Tristan Powell, Bryden Sedbury, and Cooper Bunting trying to run the stats for us tonight. We had trouble with that, so we had our first game jitters here on the road in Monahans too. We had equipment overheating, our transmitters were on fire early in this game because we hit triple digits here in the Westoplex in the Permian Basin. But Jackson Cole, Kason Eastwood also running cameras for us tonight. Just really appreciate our crew that made the long drive out to Monahans. Big thanks to Brad Miles too, who filled in tonight in the booth. He did a great job, really killed it with the post-game interviews too. We love having Brad on the team this year, and excited for what the Mustangs are going to do. Kind of what looked like a new brand of football for the Mustangs, a little bit flying all over the place offensively. Defense was swarming. Just a good team effort, 28-6 the final. We're going to pack up and hit the road, so maybe we're not home too late. It'll be after midnight. It'll be Saturday morning when we get home. But man, what a great time for the Mustangs here in Monahans, and a great time for all the Mustang fans that made the trip. Mustangs on the road again next week. We'll be in Seminole for week 2, and the road doesn't get any easier as Coach Pointer's team, who coming off a really big year, they've got a lot of guys to replace off of what was a really good team last year. They ran into Glen Rose in the area round of the playoffs, 2 of the top teams in 4A Division II, with a battle here in Region 1, and now reloading a little bit, just like the Mustangs here in 2025. But always, it's going to be a good game. They're going to test the Mustangs defensively. They spread you out, throw the ball all over the place, and they usually have some big bodies on the line of scrimmage as well too. So another really good test for the Mustangs coming up in week 2. We'll be on the road again. But we'll have you covered. If you can't make it to Seminole, we encourage you to get out there and make some noise for the Mustangs. But if you can't make it, Shallow Water Sports Network crew will be on the road. So for the entire Shallow Water Sports Network crew, we appreciate you spending your Friday night with us. So long for now. We will see you in Seminole a week from tonight.